Hey, can you see us? Not yet.
It's coming soon, we promise.
We're coming. You can hear us.
The cameras are having a bit of a problem, but we'll be here very soon.
Hey! That was worth waiting for, wasn't it?
Totally
Good morning.
worth it.
Morning, Bex.
Good morning. You all right?
Yeah, we both are great, aren't we?
We're both great. We had a lovely bank holiday weekend, spent a bit of time in the garden.
Yes, a couple of days in the garden. The sun is shining outside, and we have got the best lineup you could possibly imagine. In fact, last week was... I think it was the busiest week we've ever had, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
On YouGarden TV. And it's because of the amazing offers we've got. Just quickly, we've got a lovely free gift, haven't we?
Oh, we have
yes.
indeed, yeah. So the free gift is the beautiful, majestic lily collection. You are going to get a bag of these bulbs. They are ready for you to plant out. In fact, I planted some lily bulbs just last week, in actual fact. So yeah, these are so ready for you to plant out. You're getting a lovely mixture of colours included in here. And of course, they make great cut flowers as well, don't they?
They really do. And they're so easy to grow.
So easy.
So,
you don't have to do anything, do you?
You really don't. All the instructions on the bag, but yeah, get some of our premium compost, grow them in pots or beds and borders, and they're big magnificent. Now that is free with every order, but you do need to use that special code.
Yes, you absolutely do. I think they're normally $9.99, aren't they, for a pack of these? So this week's code
Which is good, actually. £1 each is good,
that's
is
not
it?
bad, isn't it? Because they come back every year.
Yeah.
So this week's code is YGTV1924? Question mark at the end? I think it's 1924.
I think it's 19. Yeah, well remembered.
Yeah, so you need to enter that code whenever you place an order. So there's a little box that comes up when you place your order on the website. You can, of course, place your order via the phones and just tell them you've got that offer code to use, because that puts your free gift into your basket, but it unlocks all of the other deals as well, doesn't it?
So we've got things like buy one, get one free. Some of the items will have big price reductions, but you always have to use that code. Now, we're going to start the show. We're not going to tell you the price yet, with this incredible perennial collection. And Bex and I were talking before the show about perennials. I mean, they are brilliant because they do come back year after year after year. These are already really well established. I mean, they are, look at the size of the pots, 9 centimetre pots, and we've got 9 this side and 9 that side, because we've got the most incredible offer on these. So just try and imagine, because if you went for all 18, what kind of price you'd be paying? Because I would expect, Bex, at least £3 a plant, at least, wouldn't you?
At the very least. I think, to be honest, if you're going into garden centres at the moment, you're probably looking upwards of £5.
I would say 5.
You know, well-established, 9 centimetre pots, perennials, mixture of sizes, mixture of colours. Yeah, I would be thinking at least that.
Yeah, I would, because prices have really gone up, haven't they, in the last few years? And we've got so many wonderful things. Seed blossom there. I love this geranium. That's really pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty, isn't it? I've got a Gora here, Gora Gambit.
We love those.
We love these. This looks like a poppy of some description. A Gaillardia.
Oh, I've got a Gaillardia there as well, yeah.
Then I've got a Leucanthum in here. Ooh, Leucanthum Madonna.
This one looks like a geum to me. I better check. It is a geum.
Yeah. Oh, my geums are looking fantastic at the moment, aren't they?
Nepeta, that's one that the cats love. So there's all sorts, but what price would you be looking at? So we are looking at 9 perennials, but you can double up and get 18. At £5 each, 18 perennials, that would be £90.
Well done. Good maths.
At £3 each, it would be £54.
Nice maths. Well done.
At £2 each, I'll let you do this one. Come on, Bex.
18 of them, £2 each. 36?
Yes. We've got a price that is nowhere near any of those prices.
Oh!
Wow. So it's a buy 9 and get 9 free, basically, at $19.99.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's just over £1 each.
Just over £1 each. And the thing is that with this, you're going to get displays for many, many years, because these are perennials. It is a lucky dip, so you don't know what you're going to get, but that is quite exciting, isn't it? Because when you get it home, you get to unbox, you get to work out where you're going to plant all of these. All the information you need will be on our website, so that you know what sizes and heights and things they're going to get to. But they are all absolute winners, really nicely established, well looked after as well.
And this is the size you'll get?
Yeah.
So they will come in 9 centimetre plus. These are, this gives you a very good indication of what you will get. So different colours, different flowers, different foliage, but every one of these is a true performer, and we'll come back year after year. Works out £1.11 each. Now you will get an offer very similar to this later on in the week via emails. But on YouGarden TV, we're giving you the chance of getting them first. And you'll get your free gift.
Exactly that. You get your free gift included when you shop on YGTV.
Which you wouldn't get with the email.
You don't get that with the email. So you get your pack of 10 majestic lily bulbs, mixture of colours included in there as well.
I mean, it's amazing.
It's a great deal.
And actually, Mum, if you're watching... Morning, Mum.
Morning.
My mum's got a border that's quite new, and it looks okay, but she said this year she wants it crammed.
Yeah,
this would do, wouldn't it?
This would absolutely do it. I got a similar deal from YouGarden way back last year, but these were plugs. I got the perennial plugs, so these were the tiny ones. These are even more established.
Yeah.
And I filled one border with those, and this year it's really starting to come to life.
And those plugs were not that dissimilar in price.
They weren't.
Now, there's another deal coming on our website this week.
Ooh, what's this?
Hang on.
You get wine?
Hang on.
Hang on a minute.
I didn't know this.
I didn't know this.
And I always know about wine.
If you're eligible, it will appear in your basket, apparently. What makes you eligible?
Yeah. I mean, I drink wine.
I drink wine.
Does that make me eligible?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I've seen these pop up before,
Well,
actually,
I
when I
have,
place orders.
Well,
Very nice.
You know what, now I'm dying to get on my iPad and do a little order to see if I'm eligible for... That is amazing. So basically, if you check out with one of those in your basket, we email a separate voucher, apparently, and that tells you how to claim it. Yeah.
Nice.
Right, let's put in the offer code. So you know this off by heart today, don't you?
YGTV 1924.
Very good, Bex.
We put one perennial in our basket, and now we've got another set of free perennials in our basket. They come absolutely free. So you're buying 9, but you're getting 9 free. You're getting your Majestic Lily collection, and if you're eligible, you can get that wine offer as well.
Yeah, and you can send a voucher to redeem.
Yes.
Wow. Now, the only thing is, at the moment, you are paying $6.99 postage, which is very reasonable. Bearing in mind, well, you're getting 18 perennials and everything else, but you can avoid postage if you spend over £40.
Yeah, it's one of the special deals that we have on YGTV. If you get your order to over £40, you enter that offer code, YGTV 1924. There's a little fly flying around. We will get rid...
Just come out of my beard, Bex.
We will get rid of that postage cost for you. There will be no postage to pay. If you're on a budget and you can't get your order to over £40, then you'll only pay 1 postage cost on your entire order.
Which
so there is something for everybody.
So you only ever pay $6.99, but if you get it over to 40, then you will get free delivery, which is great. I just cannot believe this perennial collection. Yeah. I mean, I run a garden club, as some of you know, and everyone has, on the group chat, has been saying, have you seen the price of these? Have you seen the price of these? Like, honestly, everyone's been shocked at how much the garden centres are charging this year.
Yeah, and it's true, isn't it? The prices do appear to have gone up a little bit, and it is quite...
A lot.
It is quite a lot now, isn't it?
But you're going to get 18 of these for 99 cents. It works. I mean, it's crazy. £1.11 per perennial. And these are not plug plants, who's saying these are all established in 9 centimetre pots. These are going to be coming your way in the next few days, and they will fill your beds and borders for many, many years. And so we've got just a selection here to give you an idea. It is a lucky dip, which I love as well. I love when you open up the box and it's like, oh,
it's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a little surprise. We don't get many surprises as we get older, so that's a nice little surprise.
All the surprises you do get as you get older, not very nice ones. I've had dental issues this week.
Oh, no.
That was my nice surprise.
My nice surprise was a hair poking out of my chin.
Lovely.
That was a lovely surprise this week. I was like, oh, God.
But this is a really nice surprise. So we would love you to message us. We love it when you're part of the show. And for those of you that are new, my name's Shaun Ryan. This is lovely Bex Edwards. This is YouGarden. We're broadcasting from our wonderful potting shed in the middle of an 11-acre nursery. Stu's behind that wall. He's a technical genius.
Yeah, he's sitting there ready and waiting for your comments. You can comment, you can join us. It is all about a community here. So you can join the chat on Facebook, you can join the chat on YouTube, but you can also send us your emails. The email address has just popped up on the bottom of the screen. That fly really likes me. YGTV@yougarden.com. That's also where we'd love to see your pictures, please.
Yes.
Elaine, if you're watching, thank you so much for all the pictures you were sending me over the last couple of days. I really enjoy seeing your gardens. Send them in, we'll show them on screen.
Yeah, and talking of pictures, we did both participate in Naked Gardening Day.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You got in trouble though, didn't you?
I didn't show anything.
No.
I mean, it was hilarious. We both took our own pictures, and I mean, it was ridiculous being in the garden naked, but surrounded by plants.
I was running out in my dressing gown, and I was like hoping the neighbours weren't looking out their windows.
See, I'm lucky I don't have neighbours, but the sheep look totally shocked. So anyway, but you said don't send in those pictures, by the way. Just send in pictures of your gardens today. Yes, we only want pictures of your gardens today.
If there's any pets in the pictures, I don't mind. I love seeing pet pictures.
Yeah, same here.
Garden helpers, that's fine.
We'd love that.
Yeah.
But get these in your basket. I mean, we will be phenomenally busy. Last week we had record-breaking shows, so if you do want to go for them, it's buy 9, get 9, absolutely free, $19.99. And I love my annuals. I love my bedding plants, but you've got to buy them every year, which can work out expensive. So when you've got your beds and borders with what I call the backbones, the things that come back year after year, the things that are reliable, it just makes gardening so much easier, doesn't it?
So much easier, so much more cost effective,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then you can still fill in gaps and things with bedding plants, and we're big fans of that. But yeah, getting those perennials in your garden that are going to come back year after year, it is quite enjoyable to do that, isn't it?
And they are working out £1.11 each. So
Dingo's got his order. Apparently he's received his order, so he's going to be planting out whilst he's watching us. What a lovely way. Oh, what have you got going there? Oh, you've got the geisha, have you?
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Is it hibiscus? It does look like a hibiscus at the back. What's in the plugs? Yeah, I want to know what's in there.
I can't see.
I'm sure Dingo actually did send me some. He sent me on one of the socials a list of what he was getting, and I've completely forgotten. I know,
well, he's got a lot.
He has got a lot. That'll be fun. That's a fun job planting all those out.
He's got the anemones in the bag, ready to go as well. Yeah.
Gladioli and anemones.
Yes, the
lovely.
freebies.
And it's a gorgeous day, isn't it? It's a perfect day for planting out today.
And we can see these azaleas, can't we? Definitely. So I've been having a right nose. I can't work out what the plug plants are, but they look like, I think they're fuchsias from what I can see.
Yeah.
They could be, I hope they are, because the jumbo fuchsias are brilliant.
I love seeing what you're doing.
Yes, if anyone could see more clearly. So we better move on, but this is the absolute steal of the show. You are going to have to be quick on it. You're getting 18 perennials in 9 centimetre pots for 99 cents. I'm not being funny, but I do a plant sale in the village once a year to raise money for our garden club. I could resell these and make a profit.
Totally. Just pot them on.
Yeah.
That's it. Put them in a nice pot, bit of compost.
I wouldn't even do that. I could literally buy these right now and I could sell those for £2 a pot at the plant sale, and we're really cheap because it's a plant sale. I could double my money. In fact, there's an idea.
There you go. That'd be so easy, wouldn't it?
I mean, even some of the supermarkets that sell perennials and they're really good value, you're still talking £3 this year. And as you say, garden centres more like £5.
Absolutely, yeah.
But these are at £1.11, and you get your free lilies worth £9.99.
And of course, if you get your order to over that £40, we will give you that free postage. I'm sure you need some compost. I know I do. Got all my dahlias to plant out. I need to get some more compost ready.
So much to do. Right. Now we are. Oh yes. Well, I've not planted mine yet. I'm doing it with my mum.
Oh, the lily. So we're doing some lily growing, so sort of lily trials. We've been given some lilies. We don't know much about them. I got bags with numbers on.
That's what I've got.
And said plant these out because we're trialing them basically to see what they're going to grow like, what they look like, what they smell like, and then if we love them, they might be available for sale via YouGarden next year. I've been posting some stuff because I planted mine.
I know you did.
So
you
honestly, it's amazing. Planted the bulbs within 5 days. Honestly, they've shot up like this. It's incredible.
Lilies are quick, aren't they?
They're quick.
And easy. So yeah, we are very excited. But I'm doing mine with my mum. I need to cheer her up, Sam.
That's it.
Go plant the lilies together.
Yeah.
Right. We better move on.
Okay. This one.
Have you got those in your basket? Good.
Get those. Now this is one you do need to enter into your basket. I was telling Shaun about these because you love growing tomatoes, don't you?
Yeah, but I'll be honest. I always grow tomatoes, but for some reason my seeds this year not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking of binning them off.
I got these last year and I grew this particular tomato sun gold super sweet collection last year. And honestly, these are incredible.
I remember you actually brought them into work.
I did, yeah.
They're amazing. I remember,
did.
So sweet.
Really sweet. And this is the thing we need to tell you about these, because there is this, there's this thing called the Brix level of sweetness. And these reach 11.5% on the Brix level.
That is off the scale.
It is super sweet.
I remember us having other varieties on the shows, and if we said 8 or 9, that was really high. 11.5.
Well,
that's
yeah,
like, wow.
Your average kind of supermarket could be anywhere sort of 5, maybe 6%. These are 11%.
Wow.
Now, it's a bush variety of tomato, so it grows really beautifully. You don't really... So it says no pinching out. I always think it helps personally if you pinch out your tomato plants. It's a very quick and easy job to do. It really helps to form, nice sturdy branches. But what you're going to get from here is hundreds of tomatoes per plant.
Wow.
And this is 6 plug plants, buy one, get one free.
Well, do you know what? Because I'm normally really good at sowing my tomato seeds. I don't know what happened this year, but they just look so weak. By the way, the seeds were not from YouGarden, so maybe that was my problem.
Maybe that was your mistake.
Right, yeah, that was a mistake I made. But, to get these at just over £1 a plant, and every plant can produce, I think we guarantee about up to 400 tomatoes. Did you get about 400 per plant, would you say?
I didn't count them, but there were lots.
Yeah. Why didn't you count them?
1, 2. Well, to be honest, I was out in the garden and I was picking them. I started them off in my conservatory and then I moved them out into the garden and I was just picking them and eating them whilst I was out there. My husband loved it. I was picking bowls of them. They stay ripe as well. Like, it's not like you get a glut of them and you have to pick them all in one go. They do stay quite ripe on the plant for a long time, and you just constantly get tomatoes all the way through. So from about July, these will start, and honestly, July, August, September into October.
That's a lot of tomatoes.
There was a lot of tomatoes.
Well, you persuaded me. I'm going to go for that variety now.
I'm getting these for sure. I'm getting these.
And you are going to get 12 plants. Are already, all the hard work's been done, because growing tomato seeds, it's not the most difficult job in the world, but it still does require a bit of time and effort. All the hard work has been done, so they're ready to pot on right now.
And it's amazing how quick they grow.
Oh God, like literally overnight.
They really do go.
And all I know from my own experience is I think a nice big pot, because you don't want them to dry out. Obviously, they do like a lot of water, and just feed them regularly once they're established.
Yeah.
But they're really easy to grow. Did you grow yours outside?
Well, I started them off inside in the conservatory, and then I did move them outside later on, and they were fine in both places, indoors and outdoors. I went on holiday basically, so I'd moved them outside when I went away for a week, and they were absolutely fine. Yeah, they had a great time.
But
I love this variety. Honestly, the amount of tomatoes you get and how sweet they are is just incredible. Really easy to grow, great for beginners. If you've never grown tomatoes before, I'm 100% recommending this variety.
Well, I would love you to try them. So I'm going to try this variety this year, definitely. And all you need to do is put one lot in your basket, use the code, which is YGTV1924, and you will get another 6 absolutely free. But super, super sweet. 11.5 on the Bex scale, that is phenomenal.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And I do remember, Bex brought some in, because we started doing the live shows sort of August time, and I remember you bringing some in, and they were delicious, weren't they? They were really good.
So nice, honestly. Even my kids were eating them. And that's impressive.
See, I always have this running joke with my mum, that because my mum's she's tiny, she's like size 6, and I always have this running joke that all she does is drink wine and eat 1 cherry tomato a day. That's why I joke about her diet. But she does. I joke, but she doesn't eat a lot at her age. Yeah. But she does love cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah.
I was never. I don't know what it is. I was never a fan before of tomatoes. I think it's a texture thing more than anything. But honestly, I could not stop eating these. They were so delicious.
So you don't need to have grown tomatoes before. They are very, very easy. I like the fact it's a bush variety as well. Yeah. So a lot easier to grow, and you will get hundreds of tomatoes on those. I tend to grow them. I did an experiment last year, and I grew some in the 30-litre pots and some slightly smaller, and the ones in the big pots did really well. Yeah. They really did. I think it's because they didn't dry out as much. They just had more space. But I grew mine in my greenhouse, but this is a variety you can grow outdoors like you did.
Absolutely, yeah. Start them off, to be honest, we're in the good weather now, but I'd start them off, in a warmer place and then move them outside.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully no more frost. Right, we better move on now. One of my favourite bedding plants of all time is osteospermum. I just love them.
I adore
really
them.
do.
Yeah, and this is a hardy collection, actually. This is a perennial collection.
Yeah, they will survive the winter, won't they? Yeah, so even better.
I've grown osteospermum before, but those were the annual varieties. These are actually hardy osteospermums here. So you're going to get 3 of these gorgeous varieties. They do have names. There's Sun and Sunrise, which is the lovely pale pink one.
That's
with
really
the slightly
pretty,
darker centre. And then you've got Snow Pixie, which is that pure white one with the lovely golden eye. Very daisy-like, aren't they? And then the other one, which is Tresco Purple, which is actually bright pink. Weird.
That's quite an unusual one, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Love the colours of these. Now, some of them spread quite far. So a couple of them, they'll spread by about 30 centimetres, but the other, it's saying they'll spread by sort of 60 or 90 centimetres. So you can actually get a lot of ground cover going on with these. So these are perfect. These are really versatile plants. Put them into your borders. They'll grow great in rockeries. They'll grow fantastically in containers. I did a container last year. It was the annual variety, but I just did a container with osteospermum in, and they were just so many flowers. All you need to do is make sure you deadhead. If you don't deadhead, they'll stop flowering for a little while, but just keep on top of the deadheading, and they will reward you with flower after flower after flower.
And I like plants that are easy to deadhead, and they are.
These are super simple.
Yeah, they really are. Some things a bit more fiddly, but I just love the displays that they give. I love the shape of the flowers. They're just perfectly simple, and they do flower all summer long. Like a sunny spot.
Love a sunny spot, yeah, absolutely. Definitely put them in as much sun as you can possibly put them in, but they're just so long flowering. They're hardy. They're even drought tolerant as well. Once you get these out and get them growing, you know, these aren't ones that you're going to need to make sure you keep on top of the watering every single day.
And I have learned over the past few years how important that is, because with climate change, weather is random nowadays, and you know, some of the dry spells we've had in recent years have really sometimes finished a few plants off, haven't they?
They definitely have, yeah.
And particularly if you're going on holiday and things like that. I do tend to, especially say with my bedding, I do try and pick things that are relatively drought tolerant. But I love the fact they'll come back year after year.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And again, a double up deal.
A double up deal indeed.
That's really good, isn't it?
So, yeah,
they're really big. Have you seen
these are the jumbo plugs as well. I mean, I've probably picked up the rootiest one here.
Look at these.
In fact, these dahlias, these are a regular-sized plug, and that is our jumbo-sized plug there. So you can really see the difference. Yeah, it probably is about twice the size, isn't it? So these, I think, you're probably safe just planting these out right now.
I'd put them straight in the ground.
Probably wouldn't need to grow those ones out. That one is particularly rooty. I mean, let me pick this one up, which isn't quite as rooty, but still incredible root systems going on there. Get those planted out, you'll have so many flowers for months on end.
Right, do you know what? Sorry, we've just
heard.
So somebody's just ordered 3 lots of the Lucky Dip, but I said that, so either they've got a new garden or they're going to do what I was thinking of doing and make a little profit.
Yeah, why not?
Because they're £1.11 each. I am going to buy some for our plants, though. I honestly am.
Honestly, there's so many good varieties in here, isn't there? Like, it's a Lucky Dip that you're going to get, but these are some of the varieties. So we've got a Gora in here. I've got a Gaillardia here. I've got a Leucanthemum in there. This one is the Campanula. God. There's an Erigeron in there. There's the Nepeta.
Nepeta. What have I got? This looks like Lobelia. Yeah, that's your Lobelia. Another Gaillardia. This is one of the lovely little geraniums down there.
Yeah, that's super cute, isn't it? Look at that.
But it will be a lucky dip. But this is indicative of what you'll get. This is the size you'll get. They will come in 9 centimetre pots. But it is an amazing offer. Somebody's just bought 3 lots, so they will get 54 plants.
54?
Yeah, for under £60.
Wow.
And the free gift. Whoever bought 3 lots, we've just been a bit nosy. You can email us, ygtv@yougarden.com. Let us know, is it for your garden? Is it for friends?
Yeah, is it gifts?
Are you doing a plant sale like I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But amazing value, but they are going really quickly, as you can imagine. Right, should we move on to our dahlias?
Ah, yes. OK, so we've got the Gardenetta collection here. Love these colours. Look at the beautiful colours that we've got here.
They just like chew you up straight away.
They do. Do you know what? I love the formation of these dahlias, in actual fact. There's something quite symmetrical about them, and I really love that.
I mean, you look there.
Perfectly formed.
They really are, aren't they? They are absolutely. We'll give you the details of these actually, because you are getting all 6 of those for just £9.99, and these are a smaller variety as well. Because I mean, we both grew dahlias this year, but some are going to get to
3
I mean,
feet.
I've got a few of the dinner plates that I'm going, and they're like, I think they go to about 1.25 metres.
Yeah.
But these are a lot more compact.
Much more compact. So we're only talking maybe 45, 50 centimetres in height, spread of about 30 centimetres here. So these are absolutely perfect for those smaller gardens. You know, if you don't have the space for some of those bigger, taller, larger dahlias, these will be great because they will stay that bit more compact. Or maybe you want to plant these at the front of some of those taller dahlias to really utilise that space. You get months of colour from dahlias. These, I mean, it will be incredible how quickly these grow. Once you get these planted, pot these on, they will really grow quite quickly. But from about July time, these should start flowering, and they will keep going right the way through to those first frosts, wherever, you know, in the country you are, and that might be. But October, maybe even into November.
And quite often at the end of summer, a lot of your plants are not looking their best, and they start to die back a bit. And that's why I love dahlias, because they do really take you all the way into autumn.
They do.
Mine kept flowering last year to, I didn't get a frost until late November.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll be honest, it started to look a bit tatty once we got in November. But
yeah, and you probably don't get as many flowers, but you still get flowers, and it is that transitional piece, isn't it? Getting that colour still going when a lot of those other flowers are faded. If you deadhead, it will encourage more flowers to come through, so do think about making sure you deadhead. There is a tip here. The pointy ones are the ones that have gone over. The ones that are more rounded are about to open.
Yeah.
They do look really similar.
I was going to say, that is a good tip, because they can look very similar.
They do look very similar. I remember being a bit confused about this in the past myself. So, bless you.
Sorry.
If they're pointy, deadhead. If it's rounded, it's going to open, so leave it alone.
And also, if you are using them as cut flowers, I mean, these will be smaller, don't forget, as in the stems. But
they're still sturdy.
Still a nice display. But always cut the flower when it's open, because if they're in bud, they will not open up just inside in water.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you never see dahlias in florist displays closed up, do you?
No.
Never. So, but they're wonderful, really easy. Again, sunny spot. I think with dahlias, I just love the impact that they give. They really, you know what I mean? The flowers are really they're bold and beautiful.
Yeah, and you get lovely foliage on there as well. I mean, obviously we grow dahlias because we want the flowers, but actually the backdrop of the foliage really makes those flowers stand out even more. So you get lovely kind of bushy foliage, don't you?
And some dahlias, the taller varieties, might need a little bit of staking. I remember my Uncle Sid used to grow dahlias, and I'll be honest, it was like the old-fashioned way, all in rows with canes. Didn't look particularly great. Nowadays, I think we're a bit more adventurous with dahlias, but these, because they're smaller, they won't need that support and staking.
Yeah, definitely.
They're absolutely gorgeous. Love those. And the quality of the plugs, as you'd expect, is amazing. All of our plugs, by the way, just if you are new to the show, all of our plugs will arrive in mini greenhouses, in cardboard boxes. All of our packaging is 100% recyclable as well, and they'll all be labelled. So Bex is just showing you there.
Yeah, so this one, it has the names on there, or the colours on there, and there is a letter of the alphabet next to them. That alphabet, that letter, matches these at the bottom here. So if you are, you know, wanting to plant certain colours in certain places, you know which one is in which pod within that little greenhouse. So don't do what Shaun does. Get all excited. Ooh! And and take them all out the box, because you'll mix the colours up.
I have done that before, I will confess. And then I've got to kind of wait till they start flowering to know where to plant them. Right, just quickly, you're loving the osteospermum. Amazing value, and these are ones that will come back year after year, and they just give the most amazing displays. But you can double up, so you need to put 2 in your basket and you'll get that price reduction, just $17.99. You always need to use the code YGTV1924. If you just joined us and you're wondering what the free gift is today, because we always give you a free gift, generally speaking, on YouGarden TV, it's the fantastic Majestic Lily collection. Bex is rustling the bag very nicely there. 10 of these worth $9.99.
Yeah, 10 lily bulbs, £9.99. They're our Majestic Lily collection. So these are absolutely gorgeous. Lovely tall flowers that you get from here. A rainbow of colours going on in there. I would think about maybe planting, you know, I mean, if you can, I would put all 10 together, or maybe 5 together and 5 in another spot. You can dot them into your borders as well, I suppose, but I quite like a group of them growing together.
I do.
I've got all of mine in, I've got a few.
They do look great in pots.
I do brilliantly in pots. And then I just take the pot and put it somewhere once it's gone over, allow those stems to die back down, and then they come back every year. It's amazing.
And don't forget, if you want to fiddle the system, if you place separate orders, and sometimes it works out better to do that, you'll get a free gift with every separate order today. Spend over £40, you get free postage, so do bear that in mind. Right, it has gone absolutely crazy for the tomatoes. And these are the super sweet. I'm going to be buying them. Based on Bex's advice. My tomatoes, I maybe sowed my seeds a little bit late. Maybe the seeds are just not good, but they just look so pathetic. I mean, they've literally only just come through, and half of them haven't germinated for whatever reason. So I'm just thinking, just going to buy these because you get 12 plug plants, 12 9 times. And actually, because Bex, you grew this variety last year, and I do remember tasting them, they were just incredibly sweet tomatoes. They were just delightful, weren't they?
Yeah, they really are. I mean, this is why they're called super sweet, because they genuinely are incredibly sweet tomatoes. They read 11.5 on the Brick scale of sweetness, which is...
That's huge, isn't it?
So super sweet.
In fact, Bex, I don't think we've had anything higher than that, have we?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I remember doing a show a couple of years ago with Angela. Some of you remember the lovely Angela. And I remember her going absolutely crazy about this particular tomato because it was 9 on the big scale, but 11.5.
11.5, and if you compare that to some supermarket varieties, it can be 3-4 times as sweet as those supermarket varieties that you can get. These are incredibly super sweet. Plus, what you get with these is so many per plant. You know, I made a couple of mistakes last year. I actually overplanted. I put too many into a small space, so they were a bit competing for space. So I made some mistakes. I'm learning. I will rectify this year. However, even though those plants were competing for space, they still gave me so many tomatoes. We say you can get up to 400 tomatoes per plant here.
I mean, imagine that.
Now, I definitely got loads. I didn't count them. I don't think I got 400 because I did overplant. But I had plenty of tomatoes and they kept cropping for me. They will start around July time and they kept going. They kept going right the way through to those first frosts. I had loads of tomatoes left on the plant, in actual fact. Once it started to get a bit cold, they were still green, and what I did was take them off and I put them on the windowsill and I ripened them inside. You can make chutneys with things, you know, at the end of the season as well. I had so many of them.
I've got a friend Hillary who...
there we are.
There we go.
Let's picking some of mine out. So I'd moved them outside at this point.
Are those your hands, Bex?
Those are my hands, yes. They're gardener's hands. Shush.
They are. Oh, they're better than mine. No, don't worry.
I hadn't done my manicure at that point.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I had also bashed that thumb and lost my nail. And it was growing back.
That's what I thought. I thought your hands are not me.
Yeah, no, that thumb, it took a year for it to grow back.
Anyway, let's look at the tomatoes, because they're beautiful. So, yeah, amazing. You've persuaded me to buy those today, Bex.
I hope I persuaded you as well, because genuinely, I'm getting those again this year. They were so good.
And all the hard work has been done for you. Right, just quickly, you've got to get the perennial collection today, because it is absolutely flying. Buy 9. Get another 9 absolutely free. And these are not the plug plants, because at this price, working out £1.11 each, you'd think the plugs, they're all in 9cm pots. So we've got
really
Gaillardias.
Well established. This one's a Gora. In fact, I thought I'd taken this one out of the pot. But yeah.
Wow!
Oh, okay, look how well established these are. These are incredibly well looked after. That one is desperate to get planted out into a border somewhere, isn't it?
These are not young plants, are they?
No.
So this is just an idea of what you might get. We've got a Geum there, Nepeta. That's one that the cats go crazy for.
We've got
Sea blossom, I call it,
Erigeron in there as well.
I love this geranium. Again,
it's so pretty.
You may get a different variety of geranium, but that gives you an idea. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it?
Really good. So you're going to get 9 quality, hardy, perennial shrubs. These are ready to plant out in your garden. It does represent amazing value for money. They're going to last you for years. You're going to get a variety of shapes, of sizes, of scents. They're all winter hardy. You've got wildlife-friendly ones in there as well. So if you want to invite like pollinators in, you're going to get plenty of those. And as we were saying, normally in a garden centre, for a perennial plant of this quality in a 9 centimetre pot, you could be looking at a minimum of 3 and maybe even 4 or 5 pounds.
And I mentioned it before, but I really mean it. I do a plant sale once a year just to raise money for the garden club that I run. And we are cheap. I mean, we sell plants cheaply.
Yeah, of course.
Because all the members supply plants and we grow things. But honestly, I could buy these, and I'm going to do this, and just double my money.
Yeah.
And sell them for, £2.50 plants, and they'll be snapped up.
Yeah.
And people are multi-ordering these, so we're wondering if you're doing the same.
Of
So
course.
Joanne's messaged us.
Good morning, Joanne.
Are they okay for semi-shaded spots? Well, it will be a random mix, a lucky dip, but I reckon most of them certainly will be okay.
Looking at what we've got here as part of the lucky dips, yes, I think the majority, as long as it's a part shady spot and they get some sun, yes, you're going to be absolutely fine. But once you get the collection home and you see which ones you've got, you can go onto our website, type in the name of the plant, and you can find out the size it's going to grow to and what it requires. But yeah, the majority, I think, part shade, bit of sun, they'll be fine.
And Alison, good morning, Alison.
Good morning, Alison.
Got a question about our tomatoes.
Yes. Oh, I'll see if I can answer it. Do you need shuttle trays to grow them on in? No. These could go. So I got them this size last year, and what I did was I grew them on my windowsill in my conservatory just for a couple of weeks, and I put them into 9 centimetre pots and grew them on in the 9 centimetre pots, and they grow really quickly. Honestly, within a couple of weeks they will double, triple their size. And then what I did was I've got a big deep trough planter. It's like this deep, and then I planted them in there. So yeah, 9 centimetre pots will be fine.
Just bear in mind, you do need to keep them frost free. I mean, we should be fine now. We're into the second week in May. But yeah, just grow them on a little bit in 9 centimetre pots. And then I planted mine in a combination of 20 litre pots and 30. So I put mine in really big pots, and they did really well. The bigger the pot, the better. But that's once they've obviously just grown on a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you do want the shuttle trays, they are available, of course, as well. Only $7.99.
Well, that is cheaper than last week.
Is that right? That's really good.
So that would be perfect in actual fact, particularly because this is a buy one get one free, and you're getting 12 of those, and obviously you're getting 12 in here as well. That would be absolutely perfect to grow those on in those lovely 9 centimetre pots. And then actually, when you're planting out, the benefit of this is obviously there's less plastic. This bit you reuse. These bit are biodegradable. So once you've planted your tomatoes in here, you can take that pot and plant that pot, because that will just biodegrade. And we do sell refills of these as well, so you can get more as and when you need
for the refills for 12. But if you're buying for the first time, you get the holding tray and the 12 compostable pots for just $7.99 today. But I hope a lot of you do grow these tomatoes, because I tasted them last year thanks to Bex, and they were absolutely delicious.
Yeah, they were really, really tasty, honestly.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Ooh. Who's that, Debbie? Debbie's asking if my garden centre has reopened, not my garden centre, but the local garden centre has reopened since it flooded. Yes, it has, Debbie.
Good.
But I haven't been yet, so I need to find the time to go and visit and show my support and buy a coffee and a cake or something.
Yes.
Because it was very sad.
You won't be buying any plants, I know.
No, but I will go and support them, so thank you for asking. Yeah, I'll go. Do you know what? I've got a day off on Friday. I might go on Friday. There you go, Debbie.
Right, I want to talk about this hibiscus.
Yes.
Oh my word.
I'm excited about this.
I am.
Really excited about this.
I only really got into hibiscus about 4 or 5 years ago, and I adore them. But this is a standard one.
Yeah, this one's even more special.
I've
never seen it.
No, we've never had a standard hibiscus, have we?
No.
No. So when we say standard, this has been beautifully grafted on this tall stem.
Yeah.
This will become a ball of magnificent flowers in late summer. We've never had a standard one.
I've never brought a standard hibiscus, and this one's even more special because not only has it been skillfully grafted, and that process is incredibly skilled work, but this is also the chiffon variety. So you've got the lovely double flowers here as well. And the colour combination of this one is absolutely incredible, because you've got the lovely white flowers and then this kind of red bleeding through it as well. It's gorgeous.
And like that. And I do remember having this last year, but not as a standard.
Not as a standard, no. I remember this particular
I remember the flowers.
flower.
Yeah, same here.
But having this in a standard, that is a real spectacular, eye-catching, feature plant in your garden,
I want it so badly, don't you? I really do. I
want it so badly.
I do.
I love that. I want it so badly.
You're coming home with me. Now, what amazes me is how easy it is to grow hibiscus in the UK, because there are some varieties, and I have bought a few varieties that are not winter hardy.
Yeah, they're very. You have to give them protection, but that's not the case with these, is it? This one is winter hardy.
So, pretty much anywhere in the UK, this will come out year after year. They are sometimes a bit late coming into leaf, aren't they, hibiscus?
Yeah, although this year mine seemed to start quite early, just because we had, I think, a mild time. But don't worry if next year, it takes a while for those leaves to come. It can be as late as May, can't it, before they appear?
But late summer, this will be absolutely covered in those magnificent double flowers.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them. Oh, my word.
It is gorgeous.
Isn't it?
Very exotic looking blooms. And the thing with hibiscus is that a bit like the dahlias, this one's a really lovely sort of transitional plant, because it'll start in the summertime, maybe June, July-ish, but it'll keep flowering for you, but it keeps going into October as well. So again, as some of those summer flowers are fading, this one is really still absolutely amazing.
I just adore it. And
I
it's
adore
an
it as well.
absolute first on YouGarden to get a standard. I can only imagine the amount of work that's gone into meticulously grafting this over a number of years to create this gorgeous standard. And I always think you can put standards in beds and borders, but I really think that a standard, when it's in a pot, you really appreciate the shape of it a lot more.
Yeah, and also with something like this, I always think, I'm a big fan of container growing. I know a lot of you know this. Beds and borders looking great, but I love growing things in containers. The reason being that you can change the look and feel of your garden. You move things around. It feels nice to change it. But when something's looking a bit bleh, you can move it.
Yeah.
You can move it and hide it somewhere. And then when it's looking fabulous, you can bring it out and give it pride of place on your patio or on your balcony or wherever. You can really then highlight that particular plant.
And so mid to late summer, this will look truly fabulous.
Truly
Imagine the whole top of this in a big ball covered in those wonderful double flowers. And so there's many, many different varieties of hibiscus, but this one, with it being the shift and the double with those gorgeous colours, is incredible. I do remember it very clearly last year, but not as a standard.
No.
Full sun. I know my mum's got a couple. One's in full sun, one's in part shade. The ones in full sun do tend to get more flowers.
Yeah, well, this is the key actually to success with this. If you put it in a part shady position, you'll still get some flowers, but you just won't get as many. And truly, hibiscus is growing. We're growing it for those flowers.
Of course we are.
So you want a full sun position. I've planted a hibiscus, but I have put it in a pot. I haven't got the standard, but I've put it in a pot purely because I know that it needs to be right against the house in the sunniest spot. If I put it into the borders, it just wasn't going to get enough sun. So that is the reason I put mine into a pot. You need to find the sunniest spot in your garden.
I need two of those. I'm just thinking what pots that would look best in. What do you... Do you know what I do? We haven't got it on the show, but on our website there is a plant called the April planter. There's a variety of them, and I think in one of the beige ones it looked really nice. Like that light coloured beigey one.
Yeah.
But we have got loads of pots. Just go on our website, just go onto the show. But I think that one, well, I would go for two. And I know it's not the cheapest standard that we do, but it's a really rare
I think it's
standard.
A special one,
it
right?
Is.
There's certain things in your garden that you're prepared to spend that little bit more on because it's a truly special, standalone, spectacular, wow factor piece, and that is all of those.
Yeah, it
all
really
of those
is.
superlatives.
That was a lot.
It was a lot, sorry.
But,
I got carried away.
But YouGarden, we specialise in many things, but we are particularly good when it comes to standards. We do often have some really rare ones, and I can honestly say we have never ever seen this one before as a standard.
I don't think I've seen a hibiscus standard
No,
anywhere.
I haven't. I've never seen one in a garden.
Yeah. I'm going to go around the garden centre now and see if I can see any standard hibiscus anywhere.
I've never seen them.
I've never seen them.
£10 saving off the RRP, and your club discount price is £31.49. If you're not a club member, by the way, you might be new to the show and you probably noticed two prices on the screen. Now, you'd probably want to pay the lowest one, wouldn't you?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, please.
I don't know when they go, oh, I'll pay it.
No, I'll pay more.
No. So to join our amazing YouGarden discount club, all you need to do is join today with your first order. There's two options. There's the auto renewal. So basically it's £5 for the year. It was 20, currently £5. And that will automatically renew at the end of your 12 months, but you can cancel if you don't want to renew, or you can just go for the 1-year membership. Most people do go for the auto renewal because it's cheaper, a better value, and if you go for auto renewal, the price will never go up. So we'll only charge you £5 a year. Even if it's 2030, you will still only pay £5 a year, and that will give you 10% off every plant that we show you and accessories, things like compost pots, 5% off every outdoor living and gifts order. Then there's the vouchers, Bex. They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, we love the vouchers. Philip messaged us last week. Good morning, Philip, if you're watching. He had one of his vouchers activated last week and he was very excited about spending that. So you get £20 of those vouchers. All the information comes out to you in your welcome pack once you become a member. And that breaks down to £5 every 3 months. They become active and you can then spend it. It's free money. Yeah. Absolutely adore
It's like
that.
getting £20 of cash, really. Yeah. Anyway, do join the club today and you can save on your very first order today. Keep those emails coming in and those comments. We love to hear from you, and do send us some more pictures of your garden.
Yes, please.
Because we like to see them and steal ideas. But we, when we both came into the potting shed today and we saw this outside, we just went, oh my word, it is stunning.
It's so
now,
pretty.
there was, apologies, there was a pricing error on this last week.
Yeah.
If you paid the wrong price last week, you would have been refunded, by the way. But we have got the correct price today.
Woohoo! Yeah,
and it's only £12.99.
Only £12.99. Yeah, it's a £7 saving on this. And just look at these flowers.
This.
Look at those lovely bi-coloured flowers. They are absolutely perfect.
They're stunning.
I mean, so we've been bringing you this for a while, you know, over the last few months and what have you, and we've been very much relying on the picture to show you what it's going to look like. What I am loving is that plant looks like the picture. Those flowers are absolutely beautiful. You get lovely sort of arching stems on here, and then masses of these two-tone flowers. And as this grows and establishes, look, you can see how many buds are on here as well.
It's covered, isn't it?
There are going to be so many flowers, and this always happens. I mean, we say around June and July. Obviously, we're in May and it's flowering, so you know it depends on the kind of weather and season we get. But this is going to give you so much joy. Look at those.
And I know it's called Raspberry Sunday, but I think of Raspberry Sundays as being a bit more garish and bright, do you know what I mean? And this is actually really kind of a tasteful, kind of lilac-y tone to it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Just stunning, isn't it?
It's the graduation of colour, isn't it? You've got those darker tipped petals, and then it graduates into the lighter colour in the centre. And because you get clusters of them as well, it really is quite standout. It's winter hardy, so this one has our lifetime guarantee. What you're looking for on the website when you go to a product is if there is a little snowflake on the product page and it says winter hardy underneath it, it has a lifetime guarantee. So that means if this plant fails to thrive, if it dies... We
don't use the D word normally, don't we?
If it fails to thrive in your garden, you can get in touch with us at our customer services department and they will replace it for you free of charge.
Isn't that amazing?
I think that's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I hate it when I kill a plant, and occasionally we all do.
Yeah, listen, it happens. That's how we learn.
Yeah, but to know you can get it replaced free of charge and just pay the postage is incredible. So do bear that in mind. I think it's a brilliant guarantee to get, because we're not being finished. You went to a garden centre, then turned up 3 years later, and said, oh, I bought a plant from you in 2024 and it's died. They're not going to say, oh, we'll give you a new one, Mr. Ryan, we'll give you a new one. But we will, as long as Beck said, it's got the winter hardy guarantee, that little snowflake symbol, and this one has.
Yeah, it gives you real peace of mind,
Yeah,
I think.
it does.
You know, if you are new and you've never shopped with us before, you've never bought plants through the post, because I know the first time you do that, you'll be like, oh, well, that's a bit weird. Yeah. But it does give you that little bit of peace of mind, a bit of confidence to maybe give us a go. And
I've got to say, Peter McDermott, who's our head gardener here, him and his team have spent literally years, decades, perfecting our packaging. So that's what we do. We send plants through the post. We're not new at it. We've been doing this for about nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
And the packaging, the way that these are so carefully picked and packed and sent.
I received an order last week, actually. I got my blueberry pink lemonade and I got my Jacob's ladder. I've done a video, actually. I'll post it on somewhere at some point, but just unboxing it to show how well and securely packaged they were. Those plants arrived in perfect condition. And
it's so important, isn't it? Do you know, I do remember. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but we also work with QVC, as you probably know, many of you, which is the UK's #1 shopping channel. They're amazing. I remember one day, there was somebody outside, there's about 2 or 3 people actually, dropping this box.
I remember.
Do you remember that? Like,
this,
literally.
Yeah.
And they had a ruler and everything, and they were literally just dropping this box and dropping this box. And we're like,
what are they doing?
And they said, well, we're doing the drop test for QVC, and I think they dropped the box. I think it was something like 30 times. So different colours inside. So, and we passed the test. So we go through rigorous tests to make sure that our packaging is perfect, so your plants arrive in perfect condition.
Yeah.
And on the odd occasion, if you ever receive something that you're not 100% happy with, for whatever reason, give our customer services a little call and they'll do their very best to put it right.
Yeah, they really will. I mean, last week Stu was telling us that on one day there was over 8,500 orders that got dispatched just on that one day. So you just got to bear in mind how many orders go out of here. Obviously, we look after quality control and all the rest of it, but as Shaun said, if there is anything wrong, just let us know.
Yeah, but we walk around the nursery every week for at least a couple of times, and we'll see thousands of the same plants, and they are all in immaculate condition. Yeah. And if there's one that isn't, it really stands out and it's removed, basically. Now, we've got a brand new customer.
A new emailer. Hello, Brenda.
Morning, Brenda.
She's emailed. We do thank you when all of your pictures come in. Now, what Stu's saying is these can't all be in your garden. Why not? Let's have a look.
Wow.
What, is that an azalea? It could be an azalea.
Slightly blurred, but it looks... That was bought as a plug plant.
18 years ago as a plug plant. Wow. That's looking beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the colour. Oh, it's one of 10 photos, apparently. Oh, look at that.
These looking stunning. Are these all taken today or this week?
Sounds like it could be.
Yeah, looks like it.
Beautiful. What else have we got? Oh, that's pretty. Like the colour.
Now that's got to be last year, these hydrangeas, obviously. But wow.
That's a beautiful colour as well.
Isn't it?
They can all be in her garden.
Not the hydrangea is definitely not this year.
No.
It's far too early. That rose is a stunner, isn't it?
I was taking pictures of my... Oh, I love a rhododendron. That is a rhodie, right?
It is.
That looks
absolutely
beautiful.
Stunning.
Love those clusters.
Is that ceanothus in the background?
Oh, look.
So it does look like Brenda's got a bit of an ericaceous border going on there, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous.
I love that pink and that purple too. Oh, look.
Wow. Now we're talking. Yes. You've hit the spot there, Brenda.
Oh, Brenda, you're getting us all excited.
Do you know, I've got rhododendrons in my garden, but they don't look as good as that. I reckon yours are quite mature, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little clematis.
I think that is that the. I think that could be the. I know that one is the Princess Diana one.
Do you?
Yeah, my mum's got it.
Very nice.
It's a gorgeous clematis. Yeah. Mm.
Oh, look at that. If that's your front door, what a welcoming, entrance.
That's given us a boost.
Love that. Well done, Brenda. Thank you for sending those.
Right.
Appreciate that.
Right. We've got more new plants to show you. Good morning to everybody, by the way. Thank you for joining myself, Shaun, Ryan, Bex Edwards here at YouGarden TV. It's all about you being part of our gardening community. Just some key messages, though. The free gift is those gorgeous, majestic lilies. They're worth £10. Free postage when you spend over £40 today. And join the club and you get 10% off all of our plants. But that is all you need to do is use our special offer code today, which is YGTV1924. Lynn's going to use her voucher now, she just said.
Yes, Lynn. What are you going to buy? Do you know? Oh, she hasn't said yet.
Well,
let us know, Lynn. What are you going to buy?
This is something that I'm growing right now, and I've never grown them before.
Have you got this?
Never grown them before, but it was a colour that attracted me.
Really bright, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really intense.
Yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of tanzanite, the gemstone tanzanite.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, I've got them growing in pots right now. I'm gonna do them in my hanging baskets.
It is quite an intense colour, isn't it? But then you've got that lovely little pink centre and the yellow stamens. It all just kind of works together,
I'll be honest,
it?
I think I'm going to mix mine in with some white.
Yes, that would be lovely. Or really highlight it. What, like some lobelia, maybe?
Yeah.
That would work nicely.
Or some petunias, some white petunias.
Ooh.
But yeah, I've never grown it before, so I thought I'd try it.
No, it's really good. So this is like a carpet, basically. So it's low growing and spreading. So this is great for using as a gap filler or suppressing weeds or a rockery, maybe. These are all really good suggestions for what, I say that, pat myself on the back. These are all good ideas of where you can plant these. The colour display, really, you have to plant them to be able to appreciate it. The picture, I don't think, does it justice, does it? I can't wait to see yours, Shaun.
I know.
I haven't got this growing, unfortunately.
I'm going to try them in pots and hanging baskets, but I'll put a few in beds and borders as well.
Yeah,
I'm just going to spread them around.
Nicely. It's really pretty. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, by the way. Now, what does that mean to us? It means that it's garden worthy. It means that it's an all-round performer, that it does well in our UK gardens. They trial these plants and they test them, and it has to meet a certain level of criteria for it to be given this award, and this has it. You do want a deadhead occasionally to help encourage new blooms to come through, but you get quite a long flowering season from it as well. So June, July, August, September, maybe creeping into October as well. You'll get this constant display of these beautiful bright blue flowers here.
I just thought, right, I'm going to try that this year. I'm going to grow it. And I'm right in saying we class it as a sort of tender perennial, Bex.
Yeah.
So I might be able to overwinter it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to need to give it a little bit of protection over winter. So if you are planting it into borders and things, then you're probably going to be treating it as an annual. Yeah. But if you're planting it into pots and things like that, then yeah, you should be able to overwinter.
To be honest, I just thought I'm happy with it as an annual.
Yeah.
But if I do manage to overwinter it and get it, going again next year, I'll do it.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can. So it's a short-lived perennial, but you can lift and divide those clumps. You know, if you do get those clumps forming in spring and what have you from overwintering, you can divide them, and then that keeps it going for you even longer.
I don't know why I've never grown it, but I just thought, right, I love the colour, something a bit different.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
So I'm doing a bit of an experiment. So I'm putting some in pots, some in hanging baskets, some in beds and borders, and I'll let you know how I get on.
Or if you're in the club, it's less than £1 a plant. So if you do just want to treat them as annuals, you absolutely can, because that's not a massive amount to pay, is it?
And I will say, I only potted mine up about 3 weeks ago, and my word, they've really romped away.
I love this time of year.
I do.
It's exciting how quick everything grows, isn't it? We
I
spend
don't know
all
you,
those
Bex,
months waiting, and then it's arrived.
I felt like there were weeks and weeks where nothing really moved on and grew much.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I've got a greenhouse, and I mean, I get in every day. I kind of walk around. I'm like, oh god. And now, suddenly, last week, I'm like, oh my word! Everything's like just growing so much overnight. Right, we're going to move on there to an absolutely stunning hydrangea for you next.
I'm loving this.
I love my hydrangeas, but this is a very unusual one because it's drought tolerant when established.
It's a drought tolerant hydrangea.
I mean, that doesn't normally
blows my mind.
Yeah. In fact, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but I've got a hydrangea in a pot, and yesterday I looked at it and I thought, oh, you poor thing! It had literally dried out, and it just looked shocking. I gave it a really good water, and it has come back, but some bits have definitely some of the ends have died. But hydrangeas are renowned to need lots of water, hence the name. But this is drought tolerant when established.
Once you've got this established, I mean, it's going to be, I wouldn't leave it for weeks and weeks on end, but in relation to hydrangeas, drought tolerant once it gets established. Now, I love this because this is not just about the flowers. Check out the foliage on there. That looks like a fatsia.
I would not know, just looking at the foliage, I wouldn't, no.
That looks like a fatsia to me. And you know, regulars, you know how much I love the fatsias. The foliage you've got on here is absolutely incredible. Those big kind of oak-shaped leaves on there.
Amazing.
And then, once the flowers come...
Look at these.
wowzer, you get these beautiful panicles, clusters of these really striking flowers on here.
And then
it's absolutely beautiful.
And then look at the leaves in autumn. Did you see that?
Yeah, so you get that lovely kind of bronzy display of those leaves before they fall in autumn as well.
And I love the sort of creamy green that you've got on the flowers.
Well, yeah, so they're slightly colour changing, so they come out sort of a white colour and they will sort of turn these gorgeous green shades as well. So you're going to get mixtures of those on the plant. So once you've got one that's on and it sort of starts to mature, you'll get those green ones, but then you'll have a new flower coming and it'll be white. And then that backdrop of those leaves, I just think is incredible.
I think it's fascinating.
So I'm thinking about my lavender border out the front of the house. Love my lavender border, but unfortunately there's loads of weeds got in there and it's really difficult to kind of get them out. So I'm thinking about losing the lavender border, but I'm thinking about creating a hydrangea border down there.
Oh, I think that'd be better, you know.
Because it'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And this, the Tara, has got to feature if I do actually do that, because that is going to be incredible.
I love hydrangeas all planted together. There's a lovely little park in Derby that's just full of hydrangeas, and oh my word, it's amazing.
Well, I reckon I could get 5 or 6 down there. So I think 5 or 6 different varieties of hydrangea down there.
I like that idea.
That's a nice idea. This will grow. I mean, it's going to take a few years to establish. Okay, it's not a fast-growing thing. It's not going to fill this space massively in a year, but it can go to 3 or 4 feet height and spread.
And having said that, it's already in a 3-litre pot.
I mean, it's well established for sure.
We normally say on average, I mean, again, it varies, but in a 1-litre pot, it might be a year old, 2-litre, 2 years, 3-litre, 3 years. But it's well established. It's a big plant, isn't it?
It is, it's gorgeous.
I love it, I really do. And I like the fact that it is a bit more drought, well, it is drought tolerant compared to other hydrangeas. So if you are somebody that hasn't really had success with hydrangeas because they've got a bit dry, that is definitely the variety to go for. But the leaves are amazing. And I love that image that we saw in autumn, those reds that you get.
Yeah, it gives you that gorgeous display there as well. And really easy to look after, you know, because it's that drought tolerant. But as far as pruning and maintenance is concerned, it's going to be very, very simple. I think all you're going to really need to do is just sort of lightly prune behind the flowers. I think it's great to leave hydrangea flowers on the bush over winter because they look really interesting. And then in springtime, you just want to lightly prune behind those flower heads, and that's pretty much it.
Love it, love it, love it.
And
if you are a club member, only £17.99 today. Now, we are going to move on to the most extraordinary poppy for you right now that I'm also currently trying to grow. And I say currently because I'm just being honest, I think the blue poppy, some poppies are very easy to grow. This one knows where it likes to be. You've got to put it in the right position. If you give it the right spot, you have success.
It wants shade, doesn't it?
Yeah, it hates sun. It's like me. I mean, I love sun, but the sun doesn't love me because you can look at the colour of my beard, so you imagine. Yeah. So this one does love shade. They do really, in fact, they do really well in Scotland.
Look at that, Malcolm. Well done, Malcolm. Look at that. And the colour of it is absolutely incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kathy is saying that hers is going to flower. She's had it 18 months and it is going to flower. That's exciting, isn't it?
We'll give you the details of these because you are going to get 3 of them today. So yeah, if you've got the Himalayan blue poppy in your garden right now,
send us your pictures.
Yeah, because it is. If you put it in the right spot, great. But if you put it in somewhere hot, sunny, it will hate you. And a little tip as well. I know when my mum grew hers, slugs and snails can also really like these when they're young. Yeah. Yeah. So put something down to just keep the slugs away, like Strawch that we've got on the show. But if you put it in a nice, cool, shady spot, it will adore you.
And don't let it dry out over the summer.
No, God, no.
It needs to be kept, not soaked, but moist.
Yeah, it loves a woodland environment, the blue poppy. I remember a garden on Gardener's World. It was, I think it was in Scotland actually, but it was this wonderful garden that was on different levels, but it was mostly trees and forest.
Right.
And they grew some amazing Himalayan blue poppies there. Incredible. Do you remember that image we used to have as well? From a garden in Scotland that had the really tall one. Yeah. So if you live down south and you've got a really a south-facing garden that gets sun all day, it's not for you.
It's not for you at all. You definitely want a shady spot, keep it moist, and it wants a sort of neutral to acid soil as well. So if you've got full-on alkaline soil, you're going to need to think about maybe keeping it in a pot somewhere, and just think about that neutral to acid soil.
I think they do okay in parts of your garden, you know.
Yeah.
Are you tempted?
I am tempted because I think it is really striking. Once that, I mean, that flower is incredible, isn't it? It's really, really beautiful. And is it a double-up deal? So you could get 6 of these. Ooh, see, I don't. 6 of those.
I don't know any other flower that's quite that colour.
No.
And I remember when my mum's gardened all her life. And I do remember when hers flowered for the first time, she was just gobsmacked. And all of her gardening friends, when they came around, they're like, oh my word, what is that flower? It's incredible. Any
picture that we've been sent of this has always blown me away. I've always thought it's so pretty. That that yellow centre against the particular shade of blue, I just think that combination is incredible, isn't it?
It really, really is. Now, the other thing, and I'm just going to put it out there, some people in the first year, if they get flowers, they don't some people recommend taking the flowers off and letting the plant establish. I know, but choice is yours.
You wouldn't want to do that, would you? That would be heartbreaking.
But occasionally the plant puts too much energy into the flowers, and so. But I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do that.
I wouldn't be able to.
No.
There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
But just put them in the right spot. There are some plants like you can plonk a buddleia pretty much anywhere. And it's going to go. I'm happy, but not these. Cool and moist soil, so woodland kind of area. They like cool summers. But once you get these established and grown, they are absolutely amazing. And blue's such a rare colour to get in the garden, isn't it?
Very rare, absolutely.
Yeah, one of the rarest colours in nature.
Do you know what? This does actually have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. So
it's got to be reasonably easy to grow in the right spot.
It's a proven performer. Yeah. So I think it just asks a few things of you. Get those right and you'll be rewarded.
Yeah. So just follow the advice that we've given you, the advice on our website, and you're going to have the most amazing blue poppies.
Love it.
Just do not put it in full sun, south-facing, and forget to water it.
Yeah.
I always say that with any plant, it is about finding the right spot, but some plants are a lot less fussy than others, aren't they? But absolutely. I love it. I mean, honestly, I did have mine. I had some of these in my last garden, and again, I found the right spot for them, and they just loved it. And I was tempted to dig them up and move them, but they were so happy that I left them.
Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
They come to you in our miniature greenhouses. This is what these look like. This packaging is fully recyclable. It can go into your recycling. So that's a bonus, isn't it? It means that they're held securely in place. All you need to do when you get them home is, obviously they'll have been in the post, they'll have been in transit for a day or two. So you just need to show them a little bit of love. Open the box up, show them some light, maybe give them a little bit of water, and then you can think about what you're going to do with them. They are the jumbo plugs as well, so these have been grown on. These aren't the small plugs, these are the big. In fact, let me compare it to this one over here. These are our regular sized plugs, and this is the jumbo plug. So you can really see the difference in size. It's just been grown on that little bit.
I mean, they're really strong plants, aren't they?
Really strong, yeah, absolutely. So, that's how they come. Who sent us a picture?
Is it of
this? This is it now. And this is it. Let's do it.
Oh, God. And hang on, just go to it now, because there's a bud coming, isn't there?
Yeah, you can see it. Look, that bud coming up at the top.
So, Ian, let us know. Now, that's interesting. He's got some structure around there by the looks of things.
He has.
Yeah, to keep the slugs and snails away.
And he's got the Ophiophagon in front, look.
He has. I've got that.
That black grass. Yeah, I've got one of those.
Yeah. Love them.
They came on sooner last year, apparently. It was further along by this time last year.
Oh, my word, look at that.
It is incredible. Look at that flower. That is so pretty.
Thank you for sharing that, Ian. What does he call himself?
Grimmy.
Grimmy.
Thank
you, Grimmy.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we love seeing the blue poppy.
We do indeed.
It's amazing, isn't it?
All right, so I've got poppy and I've got tomatoes for my basket this week.
I've got the hydrangea in mind.
Hydrangea
I want the standard hibiscus.
I mean, I love the perennials, but I just haven't got the space for those. So, are you going for those?
I'm tempted to get some more of the osteospermums.
They're the hardy ones.
Yeah,
as well.
I know. Right, anyway, so we better move on.
No, it's fine. Stu is hurrying us along because we need to talk to you about compost as well, so stick around for that one. Right, we've got dianthus now. This is the I Love You selection that we've got here. No, I love you. I love you. Yeah, so this is the beautiful I Love You selection.
Sorry, that was a
here.
bit much, wasn't it?
Yeah, well.
But we do love dianthus.
We do love dianthus. The pinks, I've got some of these ready to plant out. We absolutely adore pinks, don't we?
We do. They're so easy. They work so hard. They flower all summer long. They're evergreen. They come back year after year. They just fill beds and borders, and they just flower their socks off, don't they?
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
Lovely, ruffled, double blooms in here. They're gorgeously fragrant. Pollinators adore them. The Royal Horticultural Society do have them as one of their badged perfect for pollinators. They're really hard working. You just get loads of flowers. These, once you get these planted, honestly, they're going to flower for you for such a long time. Usual flowering season would be May right the way through to November. You can propagate by taking cuttings from these. You know, you can easily create more plants from these.
So that's what my nan used to do, and everyone down her close had dianthus.
You just have to take cuttings, and they will then root again very, very easily. A top tip with dianthus is wait for them to get a little bit taller, and I think these have probably been pinched out already, but you can just pinch the tops out of these. What that will help is, branching. You get a nice bushier plant, which ultimately creates more flowers. A bit like with your dahlias, we're pinching out with those. You can do the same with your dianthus, and it will reward you then. You've got evergreen kind of foliage on there as well, so you can always see where they are. This is what frustrates me about herbaceous. I never know what's where.
I know.
And then I end up going planting something on top of something else.
Or you're digging your border and you think, oh no, what have I just dug up and split?
But this one leaves some foliage on the ground for you, but it is perennial. It'll just keep coming back for you every year.
And amazing value, 12 plugs. You're saving £5 today. They are down to $14.99 or $13.49 if you are a club member today. But yeah, such hard-working plants, so easy to grow. Just love a sunny spot.
That's it.
Actually, relatively drought tolerant as well.
Yeah. They don't need you watering them every day at all. They're fine.
Because we're going to have a long, hot, dry summer.
Do you think? Is that your prediction?
Shaun Ryan said that on the 8th of May.
Shaun Ryan, weatherman.
I once auditioned to be a weatherman.
Yeah, I think you'd have been good at that.
I did.
You'd have been good at that.
Yeah, I did actually. I got quite close to it.
Lizzie.
I love keep an eye on the weather, I really do. I think you do. Weather and gardening goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we have got our rock roses next. I've always loved rock roses.
Yeah, they're really lovely, aren't they?
They're
and
so
3
cute.
colours included in here. So these are the plug plants. Again, you're getting 3 colours, so they are labelled, so you know which one is which, just in case you are, planting specific colours. These are great for a variety of positions. So rockeries, gravel gardens, even just sunny borders. These are great to go in because they're incredibly low maintenance. All you have to do is, after they finish flowering, which by the way is a really long flowering season, so every year, May through to August, you'll get these beautiful flowers. All you have to do is just prune them back to probably within about an inch of the previous growth, and that's it. Leave them alone and they will keep coming back for you. They're drought tolerant, they're trouble free, they're tough, they're hardy, and they're nectar rich as well. It ticks so many boxes.
And we, my mum's last garden had a lovely rockery in the corner, and it was covered with rock roses.
Yeah.
And they look great.
They're perfect,
they really
aren't they? Ooh.
Ah, Philip.
Philip, they
They're
look
your
great.
rock roses. Fabulous.
Yeah, they look really cute, don't they?
They're really lovely.
So they don't get massive either, which is, that's the perfect thing for certain areas in the garden, isn't it? So about 20, 25 centimetres height. They're spread by at least that much, maybe 30 centimetres as well. So if you want to fill gaps and stop weeds coming through, this is a great one. We often talk about geraniums doing that as well, don't we?
but these are a bit more compact,
But rock
aren't they?
roses are a bit more compact.
And great, as we said, for gravel gardens, rockeries, things like that.
Yeah,
really lovely. And it is a double deal, don't forget. So 6 plants for £9.99, or you can double up and get 2 lots there for £14.98. Right, good morning. Is it good morning?
Good morning to everybody. Elaine, Karen, Neil, Paul and Olwyn. There's some definite regular
regulars.
names we're noticing there. Brenda, thank you so much for sending on all your pictures as well. You're our new emailer.
Ian, thank you. I know you're in the group chat as well.
Oh, Eleanor's just joined us as well.
Morning.
Oh, what's she saying? She spent all, oh, bless her. She spent all day weeding yesterday and now she can't move. That's a good feeling though, isn't it?
It is.
You've worked hard and now you can rest.
Do you know, I'm so lucky because I spent 2 days in the garden and I was moving my lavender around. And I never get aches, you know.
Do you not?
No. It's really weird. Like I should do at my age, 35, but no, I don't. I'm touch wood. I don't.
You're either going to be really lucky and you're just going to keep going,
Go on.
or there's going to be one day just bam, it's going to hit you.
It's weird though.
I hope it's the former, obviously.
Anyway, this time of year, you need to get your compost. Oh, just quickly, by the way, you are loving the hibiscus.
Yeah, we knew you'd
Just
love
leave
this.
2 for me, so I want 2 of these. I love hibiscus anyway, but this is the first time Bex and I have ever brought you a standard hibiscus. By standard, this has been meticulously grafted on that tall stem to give you that lollipop shape. Fully winter hardy, this one as well.
Yeah.
All we wants to.
Winter hardy, incredibly exotic flowers. Because it's been grafted, it means it's never going to get too big either. We think maybe about 1.5 meters total height on here, and it'll take a few years for it to get there. But the ball that you're going to get at the top of here, that's going to be smothered in those lovely, and these are the chiffon hibiscus as well, so that there's lovely double flowers. And the colour combination, the white, that deep kind, I mean, I said red, but it's more of a magenta, isn't it? Like a pinky colour as well.
We both remember last year, it was I think it was in the August shows actually when we first started.
Yeah.
We did have this in the studio in flower, and we both remember those flowers being magnificent. But this is the first time we've seen a standard. I know a lot of you going for a pair of these. Do not miss out. And if you spend over £40, you get free postage as well.
So it's not going to take you long to get there with that, is it? Who's this? Eleanor's doctor doesn't class gardening as exercise, so she's arguing with him.
I think
Darn right, you should argue with him as well. It's exercise.
Of course it is. I mean, I'm always slimmer in the summer, and it's because I garden more.
Absolutely, it's great exercise.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be cardio exercise, but it's exercise. Argue with your doctor.
I'm going to Google that.
Actually, we should talk to a doctor and go, what are you talking about?
I mean, you burn off a lot of calories.
Absolutely,
Don't you?
lifting.
Digging,
Stretching.
weeding.
It's like your own yoga.
Even watering, going around the watering can.
Yeah.
It is exercise.
He doesn't know what he's talking about, Eleanor. What do the doctors know?
Dr. Shaun and Dr. Bex say. There's so much research saying how great gardening is for physical and mental health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your doctor doesn't know.
Right. Let's remind you, our premium professional compost. At this time of year, we're all using lots of compost. You'll be making up your baskets, your containers, your hanging baskets.
Can't wait to do my hanging baskets.
You'll be repotting things as well, no doubt.
Yep.
And the best home to give any of your plants is in our premium professional compost. 2 bags today, £24.98. Club members, don't forget you save £2.50 on every single compost order. So you only have to order twice and you've basically paid for your club membership.
That's it, yeah.
Which is £5 a year on Autumn Europe. So, why is it our best-selling product? Because it is.
Because
so
it works.
many reasons. Yeah.
In the simplest sentence, it works. And it's really important to get the best quality compost. Please don't be one of those people that I used to be, where I was like, it's just compost, it doesn't matter. It really does matter. This specialist blend of compost that is absolutely packed with the nutrients that your plants need. It needs its 5 a day. Your plants need their 5 a day. We need our 5 a day. If we lived on chicken nuggets and chips every day of our lives, we would not be very happy. We would not be very healthy. And it's a similar thing if you think about your plants. You want them to have those nutrients, and that is what this has. It is packed with them.
Well, 50% of this is composted wood fibre. And when you actually feel the texture of this... It's light, it's airy, but it's not too light that it will not support mature plants. We say everything from seeds right the way through to trees. But the actual texture of this, when you feel it, you can really begin to appreciate that the roots of the plants can get everything they need. So they've got access to water, nutrients, oxygen. You know, a lot of composts, some that you buy might be heavy, dank. and you find big chunks of uncomposted twigs and things like that. And it's particularly if you're growing plug plants and seeds, they're going to find those really difficult. They're almost like obstacles, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. But this is that wonderful texture so that you can grow mature plants, plug plants, seeds, everything in here. What I'm just picking out is a couple of the green balls that you'll find throughout the compost. Now that is a slow release fertiliser. That's going to release, excuse me, feed over a period of about 5 to 6 months, and that means your plants can get hold of that feed as and when they need it. Keep doing your water-based feeding, of course, keep doing that, but that is really vitally important for them.
Now you've also got 3 different types of peat in here, white and dark peats, and renewable ones like the sphagnum moss peat. And we have reduced the amount of peat over the years to meet with environmental needs, but you have still got that peat in there, and we put in the minimum amount to give maximum results. But it is in there, and
yes,
it really can make a wonderful difference.
Now there is a pH buffer in here. In simple terms, it puts the acidity and the alkalinity levels of the soil just at the right point, basically. So just at the right point for the majority of your plants to live in. House plants, border plants, pot plants, bulbs, all the rest of it. Few exceptions would be rhododendrons, azaleas, blueberries. They want ericaceous compost. But for pretty much everything else, 98% of what you plant in your garden or in your home is going to be perfectly happy in this. And not just perfectly happy, it's going to thrive in this.
And one of the other ingredients I love in this is the wetting agent. And the reason being, I make up every year about at least 25 hanging baskets. Stu just said, get on with it. I did do 2 for the pub garden yesterday because I look after me and my other half have got a pub, so I'm
10% there.
Yeah, but I do my mum's hanging baskets. I've got a few hanging baskets, but the pub we tend to do, sometimes 15 hanging baskets just for the pub alone. There's nothing worse than having a lovely hanging basket. It dries out. And sometimes that can happen in a day.
Yes.
In fact, a couple of years ago when it was 40 degrees, a basket could dry out by midday.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than trying to water it and all the water just comes right over the side and gets on you and doesn't touch the compost. You must have had that at times where the compost is dry, you try to rehydrate it and the water just literally goes on top and then does that. That wetting agent makes the water stick to the compost. Really important. Now we've got some, and by the way, if you are a club member, 22.48, don't forget, and you get your free gift, those amazing lilies as well. And that is your free gift today. So if you might have already placed an order and then thought, oh, I need some compost, do it as a separate order because it's got free postage.
Yeah, you won't pay any postage on that, and you'll get another bag of these. You get 10 of those bulbs. It's worth £9.99. Beautiful fragrance, gorgeous mix of colours, and of course those bulbs will come back for you every single year.
Cool. Now I've had a few more pictures come in.
Yeah.
Neil, good morning, Neil.
Neil sent us some pictures. What have we got from Neil? Oh, Neil. I saw this picture the other day.
Wow.
You know how much I love those acers. That is looking gorgeous. God. Love that. Yeah, we've got an acer coming up in a bit, actually. It's called the Taylor. It's a slightly larger one than we brought recently. Oh, that's looking good. That looks like the perfect spot for it.
I was going to say nice and sheltered.
Yeah, lovely sheltered, sort of semi-shady. And his Caribbean lily, yay!
Do you know what, Bex? I'm so annoyed.
I'm so annoyed. Neither of us got it, did we?
Yeah, we both swore that we'd order it.
We waxed lyrical about how amazing it was.
And then we never ordered,
did we? And then neither of us ordered it. And look at it.
I know.
It's gorgeous.
And everyone keeps sending in these pictures of the Caribbean lily.
Next year. Well, this year. We'll get it this year. We'll plant it.
And Lynn has just messaged.
Look at those tulips. Is that a jasmine in the back? No. In the tower pot. What's she got growing in that tower pot? I know you're showing me the tulips. Sorry, the tulips are absolutely gorgeous. No, my tulips are still going. Some of them, not all of them. Oh, Lynn, I want to know what's in the tower pot. Can you tell me that? Oh, look at that view.
Oh, God, that's a view, isn't it?
That is a beautiful view.
Getting garden envy here, Lynn. Oh, my word. I've got more garden envy.
I love your little... Is that a little potting shed? Oh, that's so cute. Look at that.
Can I just ask, is that a real lawn?
Oh, look at that acer. No, I don't think that's real.
Because it's just it's really good. You've got all your petunias in there, by the looks of things.
Very good. You've got your easy fills going.
They look great, don't they?
Incredible in the background there. Oh, that's a
Ceanothus.
Ceanothus.
A few lilies in the back.
Yeah. Very nice.
And that's
Is that Deutzia in the front, is it?
Yeah, they were
okay.
close. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, very nice.
That's a nice combination.
That's
actually,
looking
isn't it?
lovely, Lynn.
But I'm very impressed with your hanging baskets. I'm very
I'm
impressed.
impressed with your little potting shed.
Look at that.
Look at that view.
Oh my word, that's such a cute area.
Look how red those tulips look, or orangey red. That's really bright and colourful, isn't it?
Do you know, I love all the little pots on the little shelf at the back,
Yeah.
don't you? That's really cute. Thank you. Sorry, I have to get really close so I can see the plants. I really like that. We love seeing your garden because it gives us inspiration as well. I've got a big garden. I'm trying to kind of separate it into sections because I want some cosy little areas.
Yeah.
And I thought that looked gorgeous. Right, just really quickly, if you've just joined us, the deal of all deals today. It's been the most popular item on the show. Many of you are multi-ordering, so buy 9 of these, get another 9 absolutely free. It works out £1.11 per perennial.
Yep.
Now, it will be a lucky dip, so you'll open up your big box, you'll have 18 plants, and you might go, oh, it's a Nepeta, oh, it's a geranium.
Agora.
Gladia.
I picked up the same one.
Lobelia.
Evergreens.
Yes.
Sea Blossom.
Sea
Oh, mine are
Blossom.
coming up beautifully
It
this
might
year.
be
They're looking amazing.
Aegean. But that gives you a little idea
Campanula.
of what you may get. I mean, you might get digitalis, you might get hollyhocks, but you are going to get 18 well-established perennials that will give you colour all summer long, year after year. Sure, Bex was last of that. Year after year.
Yes.
Do you know, that's it, it's so funny. But look, they're really big perennials. Look at these.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Check out the
Hello.
roots on that. Adam, I know you get a bit hot and sweaty when you see the roots. Look at my roots. Look at those.
For many, many years, I did container gardening because I had smaller gardens and I still love my pots and containers. But I used to buy loads and loads of annuals, bedding plants, and I'd have to replace them every year. As I've got a little bit older, I want more perennials. I want reliable plants that will just come back every single year, that will flower all summer long. And whatever lucky dip you get, you will get a selection that will bring you colour pretty much from May, June, all the way through to October.
Yeah, and I'd
maybe
like to
November.
think, I can't guarantee, but I'd like to think you're going to get 9 different plants as well, rather than any, doubles in there. Obviously, if you're buying one, getting one free, then you might double up there.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? But yeah, they're going to give you a range of heights, a range of colours. There's going to be wildlife-friendly ones in there. There's going to be long-flowering ones in there. If you've got a brand new garden, this would be an incredible collection to get because that will fill so much space. But also, if you've got an established garden, you're looking at that garden now and you're going, I've got a gap there, and I've got a gap there, and I've got a gap there. You could fill those gaps with these.
And don't think that you're going to have to wait a long time for these to flower. When they're this kind of size, I would expect pretty much all of these to be flowering this year.
I mean, these are ready. The Evergreen is ready. This one is ready. There are loads here where I can see buds that are coming. You will get, plenty of displays this year.
We do not know how we're managing to do this deal because it is ridiculous. And you're going to get your 10 free lily bulbs as well.
Yeah,
don't forget.
right here. Yeah, worth £9.99. So £10 worth of premium lily bulbs, beautiful colours, coming back year after year. That makes this value even better.
Now, we learned from last week, we had the Hardy Fuchsia collection last week, you remember, for
Is that sold out, by the way? Is it gone?
We had thousands of orders, didn't we?
Yeah.
Thousands.
So many.
Yeah, because not just off the TV show, but obviously from web sales, we've got a massive, huge amount of loyal customers that order on the website. But the same thing's happening with this. Loads and loads of orders coming in right now for these. Now, there will be an email offer going out later on in the week. This is actually better value.
Yeah.
And you will get your free gift as well on YouGarden TV. Those amazing lilies. You might as well get, they're worth £10 and they'll be free with this order. But it will be a lucky dip. The plants will be big. They'll be in 9cm pots. They're not plug plants.
No.
They're all perennials. They're all proven winners. They're all, I would say, easy to grow. These are really... I think when it comes to our gardens, we want those plants that come back year after year, that are stable, that we know are reliable, and you're going to get those.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll know many of the ones that you'll get if not all of them.
And I think it'd be really exciting as a lucky dip.
Yeah.
I quite like that. I love the idea of getting a box and then you're like, okay, which ones have I got? All the information you need will be on our website, by the way. So if you get something and you think, oh, I've never heard of that or I've never grown it before, you can just go onto our website, type in the name of it, and it will tell you how big it's going to get, where it needs to go.
I'm just thinking, we're club members. Many of you are club members. A pound of plants.
Yep.
And your postage is $6.99, but we'll give you it for free if you spend over £40. So actually, these and your compost, that would do it, wouldn't it? Yeah.
That would do it, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would get us there.
Yeah. Perennial collection and compost, and you got free delivery as well. That is amazing, isn't it?
It's great value. 18
perennials, 100 litres of compost, 10 lily bulbs, all delivered free of charge.
Yeah.
And that would only cost you, if you're a club member, around about £40, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
So good.
And I'm honestly thinking, because I've got a plant sale in the village just to raise money for the garden club, I'm actually thinking of buying these and then just I could double them. Even if I sold them for £2 each, I'd be doubling my money. And there'd be a bargain at £2, wouldn't there?
Totally, yeah, a total bargain. Because if you think about going to a garden centre and buying a 9-centimetre potted perennial plant, you know, we were saying, like a really good value garden centre, maybe £3. But I think in a regular garden centre, 4 or 5 is more likely for these. So at £1 a plant, if you're in the club, that is incredible value.
I'm laughing because I'm on a group chat for my garden club, and this week's whole conversation has been, have you seen the price of plants at so-and-so? Oh, they're ridiculous. Have you seen the plants? You know, and everyone's been moaning about how expensive plants are. And even what I call the sheds, you know, the big sheds of DIY stores that have got the garden centres outside, their prices are really high this year.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. So, grab them now. We expect thousands of orders to go through, including our web sales for these this week. It's a Lucky Dip perennial plant collection. So Lynn has messaged back. Oh, yes.
Clematis early sensation in the tower pot.
Right, Lynn.
Very nice, yes.
I've got those growing in the pub and mine haven't flowered this year.
Haven't they?
No.
Oh.
I think they're in too much shade.
Yeah. Okay, that's beautiful.
And Lynn's grass was a faux grass, Lynn. There is nothing wrong with that.
She said it's much easier because all she has to do is hoover it.
Hey, there's some great... I mean, I
love it.
Yeah.
But it means you can still garden in the winter because it's not all muddy and all the rest of it. Listen, I understand that.
I totally understand.
Because I was going, and obviously my clay soil and just squishing across the lawn, it was really muddy. So yeah, I understand that.
Good on you. But I'm really envious of that clematis because
That's beautiful, isn't
mine
it?
just hasn't flowered. And I don't know why. It's the early flowering one. It's normally flowers, well, March, April, so, and I've had nothing.
And it hasn't done it?
No, just leaves. I think it's in too much shade. Right, we are going to move on to another really popular item. It's to the tomato Sun Gold Super Sweet. I haven't grown these. Bex grew them last year. I did taste them because Bex very kindly brought a bowl in.
Yeah.
And they were amazing. And you got hundreds, didn't you?
Loads of them. I think this video I took sort of towards the end of the season, actually. You know, and honestly, so I started them off inside the conservatory, which you can see my aloe vera plant in the background. Yeah, I started them off inside
Mine's doing very well. You gave me one. Do you remember?
Is it doing
really well? Yeah.
I've got babies. I'll be separating the babies soon. But yeah, look, I'm just picking, and you can see how they ripen, and then there's still some green ones there, but they stay ripe on the plant for ages. But the beautiful thing about this plant is that it is the super sweet variety. Now, to put that into context for you, there is a Brix scale of sweetness, and these measure 11.5% on the Brix scale.
Off the scale, isn't it?
It is incredible when it comes to sweetness of tomatoes, and if you compare that to kind of standard, you know, cherry tomatoes in a supermarket, it can be 2 times, 3 times the sweetness that you'll get from these than you'll get in a regular supermarket.
And I may be wrong, but I don't know if we've ever had a variety of tomato that's sweeter than that. I remember 9 before.
Yeah.
I remember a variety being 9 on the big scale, 11.5.
And they're super easy to grow. You get hundreds of tomatoes on there. As I say, they stay ripe for ages on the plant as well. But it is incredible. They're this lovely kind of, they're not bright red, they're a lovely golden orange orange colour that you get from them. And we say you can get probably 400 tomatoes per plant here. Now, I didn't count mine. I definitely got hundreds. I got so many of them. And I was cropping right the way through from July into October. I was pulling those tomatoes off that plant. Super easy to grow. Once you get the plug plants home, I'd be potting them on into a little 9-centimetre pot. I'd keep them somewhere. I'd probably keep them on a windowsill right now, to be honest with you, in your greenhouse or on a windowsill. And then you'll be ready to plant them out. And they grow really quickly.
Now, I'm just going to have a moan about the price of seeds this year, because seeds, you've probably noticed, they've really gone up. Haven't they? It's buying for like 99p, and we were warned a couple of years ago that seed prices would go up. So I thought, right, I'm going to grow my tomatoes again, and I was really disappointed with the amount of seeds in a packet as well. It's like chocolate bars; they always get smaller, don't they? And my seeds have been really quite poor germinating for some reason this year. So all the hard work's been done here. You've got 12 plugs. It's a buy one get one free for $12.99. And if you think, okay, £1 a plug, just over, and you could get up to 400 tomatoes per plant. Per plant. I mean, incredible. I always think when you grow your own, the taste is amazing, but also there's a lot of pleasure. I love it. You go out on a morning and you see some lovely tomatoes and you just pick them and you taste them and eat them there and then. It's wonderful, isn't it?
It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's one of the most joyous things in the world, I think.
Honestly, so I just did very simple pasta dishes with them last year.
Nice.
Literally just tomatoes, pasta, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of parmesan on it, and honestly, the flavour sensation was incredible.
And just a bit on garlic bread, you know, some chopped tomatoes, a bit of olive oil. Yeah, amazing. But selling really, really well today, really popular. I'm going to go for them because my seeds are, I mean, God, they're just pathetic. They've only just germinated. I sort of think, I've left it that late and half of them haven't come up. But the variety is what I'm interested in, because I do remember you tasting these last year, and they were absolutely incredible.
They're gorgeous. So they will need a little bit of support, as with most tomato plants. You know, I used some supports. I've got some canes that I used, and little bits of string just to tie them in, just to support them. But very, very simple process to do. Very easy. It is a bush variety, so shouldn't need too much pinching out. But I always do, just because I think it helps the plants. I think it gives them a bit more sturdiness, personally.
And I grew my tomatoes last year in my greenhouse. You grew yours outside, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, so I'd started them off in the conservatory / greenhouse, and then I moved them outside once the weather was really nice and warm. Yeah,
but hopefully now into May, I mean the temperatures are great this week, aren't they?
Lovely, aren't they?
Hopefully summer is here now. Right, let's just give you a little basket example. So we've put one cherry tomato in there, 2 of the osteospermum and 1 of the Lucky Dip. There's a wine offer that keeps cropping up, by the way. You get some special vouchers sent. I will certainly be making an order this week. Enter the code YG1924 and suddenly you get your extra free tomatoes. The osteospermum, the hardy ones, go down to £9. You get £3 off those as well. You get your free 9 perennials. You get your free lilies. And you get this wine offer. Now, that whole order, which is huge, is now going to be delivered free of charge, because we've spent over £40 and you're now saving more than you're spending. £64.95. Your order is now only £50.97. And if you want to save another £5.90, join the club. And actually, the club membership is a £5 on auto renewal. So you'd make a profit from joining the club today, because you actually save £5.90 and you only spend £5 becoming a member. So, I mean, there are so many ways of saving really good money on YouGarden TV today. They really are. Wow, that's an amazing basket, isn't it?
I love that basket. Definitely. Well, I'm definitely getting the tomatoes today. I do quite like this next one we're going to talk about, the osteospermum. And I'm definitely thinking about the Himalayan poppies.
You can't quite like this.
Well, okay, I do love this one. I love osteospermum, and I grew some last year, but they were the annuals. These are incredible because these are the hardy ones. So these will come back year after year. So this is why I'm thinking about adding this one in as well. Ian needs our help. What does Ian need? Ian planted a mystery shrub. What does he want us to... He wants us to name it. Oh, hang on. We're coming round. It's a bleeding heart, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's not quite heart-shaped, is it?
I was going to say that's a dicentra, but it's not, is
I think it looks more like a Pyrrhus to me.
But the Pyrrhus didn't have the
it didn't.
pink flowers. It has kind of...
It's slightly different. It's the flowers that confusing me on that.
Oh, do you know what? Stay there. Hang on. I've got this special thing on my phone that might help. Hang on, Ian. I'm going to see if I can help you.
It does look like a type of Pyrrhus to me.
Do you reckon? Right, stay there. No.
Bex is getting a plant app out.
Hang on. Let's see if it can recognise it. Yeah, it's not recognising it. Oh, that's annoying.
Well, look,
I really
we've got
want
to
to name
picture
that
it now,
for you.
so we will.
Right, guys, anybody that's watching, if you know what it is, let us know.
Yeah.
There are hundreds of people watching across the various platforms, so if you know, let us know. Hang on, I'm coming back round. Stu's saying
It looks a bit
in our ear.
woody for a Pyrrhus, doesn't it? It looks quite big, but...
I mean, it's incredible. Look
I
at
love
those
it.
flowers.
Yeah, I'd be happy to have it.
I would be as well. Those flowers look incredible.
Right, we will...
Well, do you know, I was going to say it could be a fuchsia, that before the fuchsia flowers open.
Yeah, but it's too early. It's too early.
Ian
It's too
would know his
early.
fuchsias, wouldn't he?
And the leaves are on.
Chilean lantern.
Oh.
It could be a Chilean lantern. All right,
I've never grown Chilean lanterns.
We'll keep thinking about that one, Ian. I've got Adam here tomorrow, actually. Because Shaun, are you at QVC tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes, Shaun's at QVC tomorrow, so I'm here with Adam tomorrow, and Adam's normally quite good at naming plants. So if we don't get an answer by the end of the show, I'll ask Adam tomorrow.
But the Chilean lantern could be...
Stu's saying it could be a Chilean lantern. Oh, Ian sent a picture of the buds a bit closer as well. Oh, no. Ian, send a picture of the buds, get a little bit closer for us, and send a picture to Stu.
I've never grown Chilean lantern.
No, me neither.
Yeah, but I think it could be that. Right. We love
I
this.
like it.
I know. I love it going to other people's gardens, and I mean, I've got a friend Sue who's got an amazing garden. There's so many wonderful plants, but I love it if I don't know something.
Yeah.
You know. Right. Anyway, if you do want your osteospermum, 6 jumbo plugs, or you can double up. This is a plant that I know very, very well. I've grown it for years, but the hardy variety. I see that makes sense to me, because why would you buy the annual? Well, you can actually buy the hardy ones, and you get the same type of flower, the same displays.
I loved it as the annual. Grew it last year. It's an amazing annual, honestly. Year after year.
Sound like me.
Yes. No, month after month, just got loads and loads of flowers from this. Keep on top of the deadheading, and it will reward you. So I loved it as the annual. Why not get the hardy variety, the one that's going to come back for you next year as well?
And so easy to grow, sunny spot. I was just saying they're relatively drought tolerant as well.
Yeah, they don't need constant watering.
They do like full sun, ideally, lots of sun.
Yeah, ideally lots of sun, and they will spread as well. So I was looking at the different varieties. One will spread by about 30-40 centimetres, but the other two might spread a bit further than that, only reaching about 30 centimetres, 20 to 30 centimetres height, but great sort of weed suppressing gap filler carpet for your borders and things as well.
Great for the front of the border, but
Wonderful.
also great in pots, of course, as well. But yeah, you can't go wrong with osteospermum.
No, you really can't.
No. And I love the fact that they're hardy. I'm just thinking, why don't I just have all hardy ones?
Yeah, totally.
So then I don't have to buy them year after year. Yeah. 480-991 at $12.99, or you can double up and go for 2 lots for $79. They're really big plugs.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing one of the dahlias for you. So that's actually quite a big size plug, actually. The tomatoes are sort of the regular size plug, so you can sort of see the difference between the two. The jumbo plug plants are just bigger plugs. They've been grown on a bit further for you, so they are even more garden ready. They're even more ready to go into your garden, and you can see that by those roots on there. I'd definitely be doing a bit of a squeeze and tease on this one, because the roots are circling here, so I'd definitely be giving that a little... Oh, look, it comes easily. Give it a little squeeze. Those roots are starting to, come away, and then plant
and the ridiculous thing is, if those jumbo plugs were suddenly just put in a 9 centimetre pot, because this is what the nurseries do. You could take those, put them in a 9 centimetre pot, grow them on for a few weeks, and suddenly you could be charging £4 or £5 per osteospermum. But to get them as a plug, it just makes so much more sense. They're already big and established, but they're arriving in the greenhouse, not in separate pots. It cuts down on the cost of postage, things like that. Amazing value, really good value.
Really good.
When I've gardened since I was a child, but I only got my own first garden when I was 30, and I would sometimes go to a garden centre and just see something established and just go, I want that. I very rarely do that now because I think you've got to be a bit canny with your money, haven't you? And
well, yeah, but also you learn the love of actually growing something
Yeah.
on, starting it off from a seed or from a tiny plant, and then actually looking after it. You're a plant parent. You know, there is a pride and a joy in doing that.
And I can pretty much walk around my garden and know where every single plant came from.
Can you?
Yeah.
Love that.
And every plant, I always say, tells a story. So I can look and think, my friend Lynn from the garden club, she gave me a cutting and I grew it over there. You know, grew it on and I can look around and think, oh, that came from YouGarden when me and Bex both agreed to get that. And then I've got certain plants from, my mum's still very much alive and well today, but when she moved house, we dug up some of her really favourite plants, and I've got some in my garden, she's got some in hers. But
Elaine sent me a picture yesterday, and it was it the azalea, Elaine, if you're still watching? She sent me a picture of an azalea which is all flowering at the moment, and what she was saying was that it's 31 years old.
Wow.
And she knows that because she got it when she was pregnant with her daughter, who's going to be 31 this year.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, that's lovely, isn't it?
So plants do tell stories, and you're right, Bex. To grow them, to nurture them, is just so pleasurable and joyous and so rewarding.
It is.
And hopefully in several years' time, you'll still have those osteospermums, and you'll think, oh yes, I bought those from YouGarden.
Of those two weirdos on
Yes.
the telly.
When Shaun had dark hair and it wasn't grey, and when
and he still had all his teeth.
some of mine are not real anyway. Right.
Me too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dahlias are next.
Yeah.
Now these are we love dahlias. We've both grown dahlias right now, but these are plug plants ready to go. 6 of them for $9.99. But what we love about this, it's a smaller, more compact variety, only about 50 centimetres. So these are not the big, tall dahlias that might be a bit big for some people's gardens. These are the more compact ones. And what we both love about dahlias is the fact that they flower right the way into autumn. In fact, dahlias often look their best as the summer is beginning to come to an end.
Yeah, absolutely, and I love this particular variety. I mean, it's just, they're perfectly formed. They are layer upon layer of petal, and they're just perfect, aren't they? The way that those layers all appear together. You do want to deadhead your dahlias in order to encourage more blooms to come through, but these will flower July, August, September into October. Make sure you're deadheading the right ones. If it's pointed, deadhead it. If it's rounded, leave it alone because it's just going to open. They do look very similar, so just think pointy. I've got to try and find an easy mnemonic to...
No, but I think that's
If it's
that's
pointy,
good.
get rid. If it's rounded, it's just about to bloom. If you deadhead, you will be rewarded because these will repeat flower even more for you. And this is what we love about dahlias, because you get so many flowers from them. You get enough to be able to have gorgeous displays outside and then be able to cut some and have them indoors as well. And as Shaun always tells you, make sure those flowers are open before you cut them because they won't open indoors in a vase.
But I love the hot colours on those, don't you?
Yeah, gorgeous.
I think dahlias, they're just bright, they're vibrant, they're reliable, they're easy, they will flower right till their first frost, and that can be even November. I started dahlias in November. I think I had them till the 3rd week of November, and then there was a frost, and that was it.
Shall we talk about pinching out?
Yes.
So I would wait until these are a bit taller. So I wouldn't do this yet. I'd probably wait until they're probably up here, and that'll be very, very quick, honestly. You want them to be a good sort of 8 to 10 inches tall before you start doing this process. But when they are there, what you're looking for is, let me turn it around. Can you see that one there? So you've got the 2 bits coming out the side, and you've got the central one there. What you do is you pinch that out. So you use your fingernail and just pinch that off. What that then creates is these branches. So you get more branches coming out here. What it does is it's twofold, the benefits of this. So it actually creates stability to the plant. Not so important with this one because it's a shorter variety anyway, but it does create stability to the plant because it makes it bushier. But most importantly, what it will give you is more flowers.
That's the bit I like.
That's the bit that's the most important thing.
So more shoots, more flowers.
So I've done the pinching out process several times with my dahlias. I've done the first pinching out and then I've let it grow a bit more and then I've done a bit more pinching out. That means I'm going to be rewarded. I'm going to get way more flowers because I've done that process. It's not essential, you don't have to, but it will reward you if you do it.
They're really good value, aren't they, as well?
Amazing.
Yeah. And again, to buy them at this size as a plug plant, you just save so much more money. You can buy dahlias in nice big pots in the middle of summer.
Yeah, for 15, 20 quid.
But you will pay a fortune.
Yeah.
Whereas if you buy them now, there's plenty of time for these to grow into May. Obviously, keep them frost-free, but we should be fine, I think.
I think we should be fine. To be honest,
I'll plant my summer
I'd be
bedding,
growing
so.
these on a windowsill just because they are that little bit smaller, so I wouldn't plant these outside right now. But yeah, they grow really quick.
A few weeks and they'll
really
be outside.
quick.
Great in pots, great in beds and borders, and they will flower right until the first frost. Now, we've still got loads to show you, but let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen so far. And I tell you what, we're really happy that so many of you have gone for the hibiscus. Now, this is very, very special because it is a standard hibiscus. Now, when we say standard, it has been meticulously grafted onto a tall stem, so you're going to get that lollipop shape, that ball of colour. Hibiscus come in many, many varieties. Some are not winter hardy. This one is winter hardy. They say, I have bought the non-winter hardy type before and been very disappointed when they've died, but these are fully winter hardy. Now, this flower, known as the starburst chiffon, is a lovely double and it's beautifully coloured, isn't it? That sort of rich burgundy with the white is absolutely gorgeous. Hibiscus love a sunny spot. They can actually survive in relatively poor soils. But this is a standard, so I would put it in a pot and I would use our premium compost. They flower kind of late summer, so as certain plants are dying back, these will just come into their absolute own and be glorious. Loads of you going for this. It's only £34.99. I say only. It is a little bit more than a normal hibiscus, the bush variety, but it will look magnificent, and it's really rare to get standard hibiscus. First one we've seen actually on the show, 511532. By the way, they are deciduous, so they will lose the leaves in winter, but will come back kind of April, May. Then the Deutzia Raspberry Sunday. This is only £12.99, and it is the most gorgeous Deutzia. Stunning, stunning flowers. You get these wonderful clusters. The ones that you'll be receiving will be covered in buds, just ready to burst into flower. A fantastic plant that will come back every single year and just delight you. They're really gorgeous. The particular flowers on this one are absolutely gorgeous. And that is only £12.99. Or £11.69 if you are a club member. Then we have got these, which I'm going for the first time, the Anagarlis Sky Lover. Now, we class it as a sort of tender, short-lived perennial. I mean, I'm probably just growing it as an annual. I'll put it in pots and beds and borders and hanging baskets. But it was the colour that drew me to this one because it's almost like a tanzanite, a really wonderful kind of deep, deep purpley blue. Absolutely gorgeous. And these kind of creep and trail. They'll flower all summer long, and say you can potentially overwinter them as well and have all of that enjoyment next year as well. So it is the Anagarlis, known as the Sky Lover Blue Pimpernel, at just £12.98. You're going to get 12 plug plants. I'm putting mine with white. I'm going to do white against this, and I think it could look really, really quite spectacular. Now, we love this hydrangea. Very unusual. If you look at the leaves, they don't really look like hydrangea leaves. I mean, the texture is, but the shape isn't. But this is a hydrangea with a difference. By the way, that's what the leaves look like, of course, as we head into autumn. We don't want to think about that yet. But it is a paniculata, so you get these lovely kind of cone-shaped flowers. They're cream, but then you get the tinges of green in there as well. I really love hydrangeas. There's been so many new varieties, so many new breeds over the past several years, but this is very unusual. And actually, when established, it is known to be drought tolerant. Now when we say drought tolerant, don't starve it of water, but compared to most hydrangeas need constant watering. They're called hydrangeas because they need water, hydra, but this one is a lot less drought, so a lot more drought tolerant, a lot less needy when it comes to watering. So it could be really useful for those of you that maybe do go away a lot, don't always have time to water the garden. This is one of the most drought tolerant hydrangeas that we've ever bought you. Call Tara at 1999 521 496. Now, something that I'm really excited about today is our Himalayan blue poppy, the Mecanopsis. Now, this is a very unusual poppy. The blue is stunning, but this poppy needs to be in the right place. So it likes a cool, shady area. So it's a woodland poppy. It does really well in Scotland. So any of our viewers that are watching that live in the north, this is the poppy for you. It hates full sun. It will not grow in full sun. It doesn't even like, you don't want it to even get like hot afternoon sun. It won't like that at all. So shade, maybe a little bit of part shade, but it likes somewhere cool and it likes somewhere shady. It does like really rich soil, organic soil. So if you think about this as a woodland poppy, so if you are planting it in the ground and you don't have great soil, definitely mix in some composted professional horse manure, mix in some of our compost that's got peat in it, and it will really thrive. They're absolutely gorgeous, and we've been getting some great pictures sent in of blue poppies. Anyone that ever grows one is absolutely gobsmacked at its beauty. And by the way, you very rarely see them in the garden centres, and do you know why? I think it's because the garden centres can't look after them. I'm not being funny, but I saw some shocking plants over the weekend in garden centres and the big stores that just were bone dry, hadn't been looked after, and this poppy does need to be in the right place. So if it was put on a trolley in full sun in the garden centre, it would not last very long. So just bearing that in mind. Very rare, you hardly ever see it, but very easy to grow in the right location. It has actually got the RHS Award of Garden Merit, so it is a proven performer as well. Gorgeous that one, isn't it? And then we brought you the Dianthus. Now these are great. They're called I Love You. And we love Dianthus because they are true performers. They are perennials that flower every single year. They are evergreen as well, so you still get the foliage in winter time. They're very easy to propagate, they're very easy to split and divide as well, or take cuttings from, but you just get these wonderful, beautiful flowers that the pollinators love as well. And they just perform all summer long. Just deadhead them, keep taking off the dead flowers, and they will repeat flower right the way through summer into the autumn months. And you get 12 plug plants at $14.99. It's amazing how quickly those grow and spread as well. 480-689. Then we brought you the rock roses. I love these. These are really cute. And we were talking earlier how these remind us a little bit of hardy geraniums, but they're a lot more compact. When we say they remind us, just the way they grow, they've got quite a loose habit. They just kind of like gently sprawl into other areas, but they never grow too big. And again, they will repeat flower all summer long. They're great for gravel gardens, they're great for rockeries as well, and that is 480-992. And then don't forget, we have got an absolutely amazing deal. I mean, it's ridiculous, this one. It's our Lucky Dip perennial collection. Now, you might get things like geums. You may well get things like hardy geraniums in here, hardy lobelia, nepeta. You might get things like your digitalis, your foxgloves, your hollyhocks, but these will be proven winners and performers. They're already well established, so that in 9 centimetre pots, you're going to have great root systems. And the value, if you're a club member, it works out, because it's a buy one set, get one free. It works out £1 per plant. How we're doing it, I don't know. Bear in mind, you will get your free lilies as well. The value is off the scale. There will be an email going out with a very similar offer later on in the week, but it won't be quite as good as the one that we've got today. So you're the first to get hold of it. They are flying out. I will be honest, they've been really popular today. And that is 561046. For our Lucky Dip perennial plant collection. They've also loved our tomatoes. Now these are the sun gold super sweet tomatoes. They are 11.5 on the Brix scale. That's a scale that measures sugars and sweetness, basically. So they are, I think, they're the sweetest tomato we've ever shown you. It's a cherry tomato. We say you can get up to about 400 tomatoes per plant. All the hard work's been done for you, so you've already got your plug plant, and tomatoes at this time of year, they grow so quickly. Keep them frost-free, you should be fine now. And they are like a bush variety of cherry tomato, so you don't need to do loads of pinching out. 370043. But can I just say, it's been an amazing show so far. We've still got a final hour with you here on YouGarden TV. Loads more still to come, but we want to save you money today. So, ways of saving money: spend over £40 and you will get free postage and packaging. You will get a free gift with every single order. Just stay there, because your free gift today are these absolutely fabulous lilies. Great for beds and borders, great for pots, so easy to grow, winter hardy, so they die down in the winter time but come back every single year, and they are worth £9.99. You get a bag of those like this, ready to plant right now, free with every single order. Height-wise, these grow to about 20, 25 inches, so really good size, kind of a medium-sized lily, and absolutely gorgeous flowers. But I mentioned about free postage if you spend over £40. One of the easiest ways of getting your basket to over £40 is to get some of our premium professional compost. So actually, the perennial collection and the compost would get you to over £40. But this is our best-selling and highest-rated product here at YouGarden. And I do get to work with our head gardener, Peter McDermott. I mean, I've been friends with him for many, many years. And I do get to still work with him from time to time. And he's just a fountain of knowledge. So here's a little clip of myself and Peter just talking through this incredible premium professional compost.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. So I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, they're slow release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see that there's another one just down below. That is amazing, because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic, and plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in, but most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's, what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. They grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. and this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the well, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah. It's always so lovely to hear from Peter, isn't it?
It is
It
lovely.
really is.
He's on holiday. Stop. He can't hear you.
We might be watching on holiday.
You never know.
Yeah.
Good morning, Peter.
It's afternoon now. Afternoon, Peter.
Good afternoon, Peter.
But yeah, he's a fountain of knowledge. But I know
He
that
is.
he is so proud of this compost, and we are too. We know. In our opinion, it's the best compost in
Absolutely.
the UK.
And if there was a better one, I can guarantee you that our head gardener, Peter McDermott, would be insisting on using it, because he is all about the health, the quality of the plants, the customer service, making sure that we've got real quality plants to send out to you. So if there was a better one, I guarantee that we would be using it.
Of course
and
we
we're
would.
not.
And we pot up every year hundreds of thousands of plants in this compost. Even things like our pre-planted hanging baskets, all done in this compost. So it's a great way of getting your order to over £40, getting your free delivery, and you will get 100 litres for £24.98. Most of your club members, £22.48. And bear in mind, you are getting 10 free lily bulbs worth £10. So actually, if you take that off the price of the compost, it's really good value as well.
Really good value.
Really
Yeah.
good value. Right.
We've solved Ian's mystery.
Yes.
I say we. We'll take credit for it.
Everyone's saying Chili Lantern.
Everyone's saying Chilean lantern.
I've never grown one of those.
Clerodendron. We sold the clerodendron though, didn't we, last year? Philip's saying that he's growing it and it looks like... Oh, yes. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, the Chilean lantern. Lynn's saying clerodendron. Oh, crinodendron. Yes, because the clerodendron had those big leaves on it. Crinodendron.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Love that.
Yeah.
Chilean lantern. Yeah, so many people are saying Chilean lantern. So, there you go. That absolutely cements what we tell you about our amazing, lovely gardening community that we've got here. They have answered your question for you, Ian, and I hope that has helped.
Right. Something that we instantly recognise is this gorgeous Aster. We both love Acers.
Yeah.
But I was saying to Bex, I planted Acers a few years ago in my garden, and I just wish I'd been a bit more adventurous with the colours.
Yeah.
Because this, I mean, come on, the stunning pinks that you get on this one are incredible.
Love it.
Oh, I mean, all Acers are beautiful, but this one, the Palmatum Taylor, the pink is absolutely breathtaking.
It's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
It's so pretty. But what I love about this is that you get that mixture of colours going on the plant at the same time. So the fresh leaves come through these beautiful shades of pink, but as they mature, what it does is it turns into these gorgeous shades of green, but you've got lovely cream variegation on there as well. I mean,
actually, when you look at the amount of different coloured leaves,
there's so many.
I mean, that one there is fully green.
Then you've got green with pink.
Yeah, that one's totally pink, like a salmon colour.
Yeah, this one's a lovely green and pink. Here, look
Yeah,
at these
I mean,
ones.
it's just absolutely amazing.
They're so pretty.
I mean, that has to be one of the most gorgeous Acers that we've ever seen. And Acers are fairly slow growing, so this is already in a 3-litre pot, so it's a really, really good size.
Yeah, we brought one last week. If you're looking at it going, hang on a minute, that's much higher price than last week. It's that last week it was a 1 litre. This one is a 3 litre, so this one's bigger. This one's been grown on a bit further, so that's why there is a difference in the prices there.
And actually, because acers are fairly slow growing, when you actually manage to get an acer to grow to big size, they can be worth hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Yeah,
thousands even.
I remember working when I was a student in London. I worked at a garden centre down King's Road in Chelsea, and there was a whole section of acers. And yeah, some of them, even, and you're going back 20 odd years, no more. Yeah.
Don't do it. It's scary when you start doing that.
Many years ago.
Many years.
But I remember even then, some of the acers were close to £1,000.
Yeah.
So this is actually incredible value at £29.99. And yes, do you remember me working in that garden centre all the years ago? I doubt it. But what I love about acers is I think they bring peace, tranquility to a garden, don't you?
There's something very serene about them, very calming. Obviously, you know, they work well in kind of Oriental style gardens, a couple of Buddha statues, those sorts of things. There's something very peaceful and calming about them.
I always think a little water feature next to acers looks
very
good,
nice,
doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And although I've got some in beds and borders, I've got some in pots, I think acers, just like you've got, Bex, they look really good grouped in pots, don't they?
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of them all grouped together. Actually, I've just moved some away because I've got one particularly big one, beautiful, the kind of red-leaved one. And actually, it was just getting a bit too crowded in there, so I've actually put the pots into the borders, and I've got that all on its own at the moment. I'm going to get a couple of lovely statues to put near it.
Nice.
Putting them in groups together, dotting them around. I love it because I've taken the pots and I've put the pots into the borders. So I haven't planted it in the border. I can still move them around wherever I want to. If I ever move home, my acers are coming with me. There's no way I'm leaving those behind. Absolutely no chance. Yeah. They are going to stay in pots. You can, even though they're slow growing, this one can get to 2 metres by 2 metres. It will take a while to get there. But if you don't want it to get that big, it's very easy to restrict the size of it. Keep it in a pot. You'll repot it every, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. You can cut away up to 1/3 of the root ball and put it back in that same size pot, and then that will restrict the size of it as well. They're super easy to look after, aren't they? 2 things that they do definitely require of you. I say definitely. They sort of require of you a nice sheltered spot. If they're in an area that's too windy, the leaves get what's called wind burn, so they just kind of shrivel up a bit. They don't look as pretty as they should. And the other one is the amount of sun, isn't it?
Yeah, they hate full sun as well. If they get too much sun again, you burn the leaves.
Yeah.
And actually, I think when you look at an acer, it's the same with many plants actually, but you can look at that and actually just from looking at the leaves, you can see they're delicate, they're beautiful.
Yes.
So you would not want a harsh wind. You would not want really harsh sun. So they do really well. I nearly killed an acer once, and it was because I was moving house and I literally took it from its sheltered corner, I put it in the middle of the lawn, this is a true story, and left it there for the day. And it got so damaged by the wind in that one day because it went from its lovely little sheltered corner to in the middle of the grass. So do keep them in a sheltered spot and dappled kind of shade, and they do brilliantly. Now we do have a brilliant acer feed on the show as well.
Karen in the chat is actually recommending that.
Yeah,
I haven't used it actually, Karen, so I am going to get myself some of that as well. But yeah, Karen is actually saying that it is really, really good as well.
Well, I use that on mine, and I'm not going to say they've got too big, but the ones in the borders are a bit big. Yeah.
Apparently, if you need to hurry them up, it does work.
Yeah,
so
it does.
A good thing, yeah, absolutely.
Right, I'm going to find a picture of mine now.
He's going to find.
I've had the same thing. It's like almost too big, Bex.
It's too big.
Oh, sort of.
Oh dear. You can prune them. You can prune them slightly so that you can. But I don't like to prune the acers because I think it ruins the kind of overall shape and look of them.
Yeah.
So I try not to prune them too much myself.
I'm going to send this to Stu. So I've just found a picture from Naked Gardener Day. So definitely won't be sending that one.
Yeah, so you'll have to wait till next year, I'm afraid, for the Naked Gardening Picture Days. Naked Gardening Day. World Naked Gardening Day. We're going to do it again next year, though, aren't we? Try and find something to do. First Saturday in May.
Don't worry, we kept the right bits covered, so...
Mine's still up. If you want to go and have a look, you're welcome. Shaun had to remove his, didn't you?
Yeah.
Got told off by Meta.
Well, I didn't show anything.
No, I know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird they've said anything.
Oh, no, it was all covered up.
Anyway, your Acer Palmatum Taylor is 510524. If you need the item code, you go to our website to place the order, which is YouGarden.com. You can actually use our phone lines if you want to. If you prefer to place orders on the phone, go to 0844 502 0050. Just make sure you tell the operator that you have an offer code that you would like to use, YGTV1924. They will then enter that offer code for you whilst placing your order. That will give you all the savings. So, for example, on this one, it's a £10 saving. That will access that saving for you, but you'll also get that free gift that you can see there as well. The pack of 10 of our majestic lily bulbs. These are them. These are normally sold for £9.99. These are absolutely free with every single purchase that you make today. I love those colours. Look at how they work so beautifully together. You can plant these into borders, into pots. You can have them as cut flowers, but the beautiful thing about them is that they will come back for you year after year. You don't need any item codes for that. Just put the offer code in when you place your order. Right, we're going to take you back.
I'll have to take some more.
We'll take you back to our oleanders.
They're massive, but that ace feed is good. Right, we love these,
Okay,
don't we?
these have started to open now, which I'm quite excited about, because the previous ones, we had all the lovely tight little buds on here. Now we have these gorgeous flowers that are opening for you. They are really, really pretty. It's the cream yellow variety, and I think this is the classiest.
Well, I was thinking, when I've seen oleanders abroad, and they grow really well in the Mediterranean, as you've probably seen, but you very rarely see the cream yellow.
Yeah,
you
it's
see,
normally the pinks, isn't it?
Yeah, pinks are the most popular, or most common. Then you sometimes see the whites, reds, but the creamy yellow is a really rare colour to get. Now, we have an expert grower in Sicily that grows our oleanders for us to the highest standards. We were actually on a wait list for a while, and there's a wait list right now. It's a family business, decades of experience, but they grow premium quality. And actually, you only have to look at these. The shape of them, the size of them, the fact that every single one of those stems is covered in buds and flowers.
And they're all multi-stemmed as well. So I can see 6 stems coming from each one of these. And everywhere in the nursery, Shaun went out and you had a little look, so just, we can't hear him, but look at the quality, look at how standard they all are. You know, they're all the same size and shape, uniform, thank you, not standards.
But we should say, you'll see a lot of pinks there, loads of pinks,
not
very
yellows,
few creams. So we have far less of the creams. It is a rarer oleander. We better tell you a bit about them. So you'll know them from the Mediterranean, but they're actually a Mediterranean plant that does very well in the UK. We say hard, it's about -5.
Yeah, so in most areas of the country, absolutely fine. You know, if you are expecting, and you do get regularly lower than -5 temperatures, there's very simple things that you can do to look after them. You can keep them in a pot, which means you can move them closer to your house. The extra couple of degrees difference by just moving it next to the wall can make a big difference. Obviously, horticultural fleeces, mulch, you know, those sorts of things, they will all do the job as well. Mini greenhouses, little pop-up ones, those work perfectly. But most areas of the country, these are going to be absolutely fine.
Now, they are evergreen as well, so they do keep the leaves in winter. Just a few things. Do not eat any part of the oleander, and that does apply to humans and all pets as well, so just bear that in mind.
Yeah, which is why I think keeping it in a pot can help as well, can't it? Because it's slightly higher, you know.
And there's lots of plants you've got to be a bit careful with, but this is definitely one of them. It does need full sun, so do not shove it in a part shady corner. It needs full sun. If you put it in a part shade, it just won't flower as much.
No,
and it might get a bit leggy.
And just a minimal pruning, so you are going to want to deadhead. So as these flowers fade, you're just going to cut and trim just behind those flower heads there, and that will then encourage more of those blooms to come through.
Now, they do grow, I mean, in their native countries, they will grow several metres. I mean, I've seen them 5-6 metres. In the UK, they tend to go to about 1.5 to 2 metres, and most people grow them in pots as well, so that will contain the size of them. But honestly, the buy one get one free deal on these is amazing. Club members, $26.99 for 2. Oh yeah, Karen. That's
the Lavelle planters.
So Karen's just messaged.
Oh yeah.
And she said, would these look good in the Lavelle planters? I think
initially, yes. Oh, she's going to put them in them.
You'll know, in colour schemes, grey and yellow work incredibly well together. So I like your style there.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
That really works, doesn't it?
It does. It really makes those colours stand up.
Yeah. I mean, I love yellow and grey, really good complementary colours, and so that is perfect. I like your style there.
Yeah, very
and we
nice.
are doing the twin pack on these, by the way, in the ebony grey for £14.98. Nice drainage on here as well.
Yeah, so you've got the drainage on the bottom, you've got the channels for them to come away as well, and they're just a beautiful design. UV stabilised, frost resistant, designed to last you for years, but just a really, really pretty design. We are just checking, because last week we had a double up deal.
So you could get 4, couldn't you, for 20 quid?
So it's a twin pack at the moment.
Oh, great, you can.
It is. Okay, so you can get a double up deal on here, getting 4 of these. We're showing you now. So £14.98 for the pair. If you add another pair in, they go down to £10 each, look. So it's basically £5 a pop.
£5. That's really, they're really stylish. They're
really
lovely.
Stylish, very classy, aren't they?
And that's a good call. They will work really well with the cream yellow, say, oleanders there. But an amazing, if you want the yellow, do be super quick. Just being honest, we've got loads of pink. Loads of pink.
Loads of pink.
Got loads of red, a lot of white, but we don't have a lot of the yellow because it's a really rare one to get. So do bear that in mind. Now we have got our Acryllias next.
Yeah, I love these.
Yes.
I've got a couple of these growing actually because they came as part of my perennial collection.
Yes.
So I've got a couple of these growing in my garden, but I do love the Acryllias. There's something quite exotic looking about the flowers. They're quite unusual, aren't they, the flowers that you get on here? And we've got a couple in the studio, in our potting shed here, where those flowers are coming out. They're tropical, they're exotic looking, but they're easy to grow, they're hardy, they're tough, they're robust. There's something quite elegant about those flowers as well, isn't there?
And I have to, when I had these in my last garden, a lot of them did self-seed as well.
Did they?
Yeah, I ended up with loads.
You ended up with loads of them?
Yeah, I really
Nice.
did.
Now, they don't like root disturbance, so I would, because they're quite deep-rooted, so I would try and put these into their forever home if you can, because I think if you do end up moving them, they're not going to like you very much for doing that. They'll be fine, they'll just take a while to recover, so just think carefully about where you're going to plant them. But the length of time you get flowers from these is quite incredible. This is another one that's sort of in flower now, May time, and it will go through summer for you, May, June, July, August. A bit of deadheading is required to encourage more of those blooms to come through. Oh, look at that against your navy shirt.
Stunning,
that is
isn't
a
it?
great shot. Well done, Stuart. That's beautiful. You've done this a bit, haven't you, mate?
They're lovely flowers, aren't they?
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really like those. And you're getting 2 of those 9cm pots included as well with that saving.
And I always think Acryllias work really well in all different types of garden. Because
I agree.
I've seen them in country cottage settings, they look great. But actually, I've seen them in really modern gardens as well. And they work great. Yeah. Anyway, 2 of those, £10.98, 561 073.
Neil's ordering these apparently. Well done, Neil. We'll be looking forward to seeing your pictures.
Now, something that I nearly ordered last week and I didn't, but I'm now going to order.
Bidens?
Yeah. So these are the Bidens Hawaiian Flare. I love Bidens. I think it's a great pot filler, hanging basket filler. I love the way that it kind of just really fills in gaps and it kind of trails a little bit and weaves in and out. But look at the flowers on this one. They're amazing, aren't they?
There's something really quite stand out of it.
Yeah.
I just love the colour formation, you know, how it creates this kind of circle but across the different petals. There's something quite unique, quite interesting about that. And the colour combination, those hot colours I really do enjoy in the garden. Plus this has got true flower power. So this just doesn't really seem to know when to stop. It flowers in flushes throughout the summer. So June, July, August, September into October, you'll get these constant flushes of flowers on here. They have nice bushy foliage,
yes.
And then the stems of flowers kind of rise up above that. So the perfect kind of backdrop for the flowers to stand out against.
And actually, I think in a basket of a pot with maybe a nice big red geranium in the centre, they could look really good, couldn't they?
I was just thinking I've got my red geraniums.
Yeah, I have. If you want to do some... My mum's partially sighted, so at the back of her garden we tend to do really bright colours and then she can see them.
Yeah, those bright red geraniums in the centre and those Bidens around the edge. That would be amazing.
Great, wouldn't it?
Good idea.
The choice is yours. but they called it Hawaiian Flair, and I think that's a perfect name. Don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
They're not called Biden's Beige and Boring. No, they're called
They've
Hawaiian
definitely
Flair.
got Hawaiian Flair.
Yeah, I love those. And you get 12 plug plants. See, I was going to say, would I grow those or now would they go straight in baskets?
Well, depends where you live.
Yeah,
They are a protect from frost. So I don't think we're getting any more frost, certainly in the middle of the country.
No.
But they are, the regular size plugs. So look at them. They're pretty rooty.
Yeah, I might be tempted to put those straight in my baskets at this time of year.
It's up to you guys. You make a decision.
Yeah, but the plants are a good size, aren't they?
They're really good,
Yeah.
really rooty, really healthy.
And down from the recommended retail price of $19.99 to $11.99. Right, we've got some more new plants.
Speedwell.
Now I've got, this is flowering in my garden right now, and I have to say, it looks fantastic.
It really does look quite amazing,
quite
doesn't
as
it?
tall as this,
well,
actually.
so the deal is for two here, so you can double up and you can get two. This is what we've got on the nursery right now. There are flower spikes coming out of the top of this. This one has been just grown on a little bit. So Craig kind of brought this in to show you, because this gives you a bit of an idea of what this is going to turn into and what it's going to turn into quite quickly as well. Because,
so pretty!
They're so beautiful, aren't they? You get these lovely, graceful spires here, and they've got gorgeous kind of clusters of these. And you can see, look at, which one are you looking at there? Look, you can see how there's ones opened, but then there's others that are coming open as well. So the way it opens is really, really pretty. Lovely, sort of subtle pastel tones included in there.
Again, great in that country cottage garden.
Really, really nice.
There's a lovely sort of natural way that these flower, and I don't
how
mind.
they're going to move.
Yeah, a little bit. I was just going to say that, a little bit in a breeze. They're really lovely.
Yeah, they feel to me like the Gora feels.
Yes,
you know how you get that lovely kind of movement going on, and those flowers rising up at the top. It's beautiful.
Mine are in flower right now, and they do look absolutely gorgeous. I've actually got mine next to my lilac tree. I've got a mini lilac.
Yeah.
And I've got it next to that, and they're both flying right now.
Perfect, because do you know what? Lilac is. Oh no, sorry, I thought you were saying lavender.
And the lavender's there as well.
Well,
seriously, I've got. It's all in the same border. That sunny border. Yeah.
These are drought-tolerant plants, so just like the lavender, these are drought-tolerant once they get established. They're really not fussy on soil pH either. So these are a really sort of tough, hardy, don't really care, kind of plant. They'll cope in full sun, but they will also cope quite happily in a part shady position as well. And they are winter hardy. Okay, so these are going to come back every year for you. They're semi-evergreen, so depending on where you are, you might be left with some foliage on there. Other areas, you might lose some of that. But they're really hardy, very, very easy. And all you're going to need to do is remove some of these faded flowers, and that'll encourage more of them to come through. But May and June time, how pretty is that going to be?
They're just gorgeous. Really gorgeous. So I love mine. They're just in flower right now. My lavender isn't out yet, but it's looking very green and healthy. But if you want to go for them, there's a double up deal. So you can go for two for £14.98. And yours will arrive, as Bex was saying, this kind of size. These have already got, you can see they've got buds just beginning to form. They'll be out, I would say, in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Absolutely,
Easily.
and they're going to grow beautifully tall, plus these will form clumps for you. So we're talking, 50 centimetres high, but they will form clumps. They will spread by about 50 as well. So you will be able to divide these. Best time to do that is in springtime, but you can divide those clumps and spread them around your garden.
Well, we are getting really busy. Loads more orders coming through. Don't forget, anyone placing an order, free delivery when you spend over £40. Use the offer code YGTV1924. That unlocks all of the promotions, and you'll get your free gift. And you can give us a call if you're somebody that prefers to call rather than use the website. There's the number, 0844 502 0050. And actually, Bex and I will be with you for another half hour, so if you want to send in any of your pictures, then we would love to see them. Alwyn.
Oh, look at your lilac.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, do you know what? Mine's looking very similar to that at the moment. I was out in the garden yesterday, and the fragrance coming off it is incredible. Love that, Alwyn. That's looking beautiful.
That was one of the standard ones.
Was it a standard?
Yes.
It was, wasn't it? Oh, I recognise that. That is... Oh, good.
You've got your lovely little anemones there.
Oh, anemones, that's it. Is that the red ones as well?
They're gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah, I love that colour combination. That's beautiful, Olwen. Very
That's a
nice.
lovely basket.
Oh, and your ceanothus.
Yes, we love our ceanothus.
Every garden should have a ceanothus. Well done, Olwen. That's looking beautiful. Ah, we like seeing your gardens. My phone is filled with pictures and videos of my garden.
Is your ceanothus out yet, Bex?
Mine are tiny still, because I planted little babies. But yes, they are. There's little flowers on there, but there's nothing much to look at the moment because they're still babies.
I love this time of year, don't you, though? Everything's suddenly bursting into life.
I'm spying on everyone else's ceanothus.
Oh, yeah.
They look amazing.
Right, let's look at our next item, which is our Syringa lilac, but we love this variety. It's called Bloomerang.
Bloomerang.
Because, I mean, most lilac, you get wonderful flowers, but only for a very short season.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 1 month, 6 weeks max, and that's your lot. This keeps coming back like a boomerang.
Like a boomerang,
yes.
yeah. So you get the first flush of flowers, sort of April, May time. You'll get flushes of flowers throughout the summer, and then you get this sort of second crescendo of those flowers that happen sort of towards autumn time, September, October time. So why wouldn't you choose a lilac that gives you more than one flush of flowers? Why wouldn't you?
Well,
why wouldn't you?
yeah.
You want one that's going to give you that gorgeous fragrance multiple times throughout the year rather than just in the springtime. And that is what this is going to give you. Honestly, across 7 months,
I mean,
you'll get flushes of those flowers.
Who would not want that?
Yeah.
Mine's just coming to flower right now as well, and the fragrance is delightful, isn't
It's
it?
beautiful. So mine's got, it had all the buds on, but they were still closed. But as soon as those buds start to open, it's amazing how that fragrance really does sort of catch your nostrils.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And already this arrives to in a 13 centimetre pot, so it's a really good size.
And it stays nice and compact
Yes,
as well.
it's not a big one, this one.
Yeah, so a lot of the lilacs that you'll see, I can't fit those in my garden. They just, you know, I don't have the space. Don't have it. This one should, metre and a half, but that's compact when you compare it to the lilac
so I mean, some
trees.
lilac can be like 7 or 8 metres.
Absolutely,
can't they?
yeah.
So really compact, flowering several times throughout the summer.
And there's buds on here.
Yeah.
You see the buds.
And I also think when you've got more compact variety of lilac, it is great because you get to appreciate the fragrance so much more. Quite often, a big lilac tree, all the blossoms on and the flowers on
right
the
up at
top,
the top,
and you don't get to really appreciate the fragrance. This one, with it only growing to about 1.5 metres, you get to really, really see and appreciate the fragrance from those flowers so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Big fan of my lilac.
Yeah, sunny position, love sun.
And very little kind of maintenance, to be honest with you. A little bit of deadheading, that'll help, because it'll help to encourage more to come through. But because of its compact nature, it really doesn't require much sort of pruning. That's my universal sign language for pruning.
Thank you to everyone that's placing orders, by the way. We love having so many of you now watching. And the shows are getting busier and busier, actually, aren't they? Yeah, really are. Right, we're going to move on to our allium. So, I mean, God, I think alliums are one of the most striking flowers architecturally in the garden, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, when you look at these, and actually that's just coming out, that will get bigger.
Yeah,
That's
so these are just opening, and these will turn into beautiful balls of colour. It's amazing how they open. I'm going out every day and looking at my alliums at the moment. It's so exciting because they start like this, but then this is going to fill out and become this beautiful ball of colour. Lovely, tall, strong stems that you get on here, and pollinators adore them. I love watching the bees hop around the allium flowers. They spend ages, because look, there's so many flowers on each of these balls. There it is. That's my garden last year. I've got so many videos of this. Little bee just hopping around, getting all that lovely pollen and nectar.
That is amazing, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
And they're often used now, you actually see alliums as cut flowers in some of the high-end florists and supermarkets. Very expensive as a cut flower, but there is something quite magical. Now, some people actually leave the flowers on as they go over and leave the seed heads. And again, architecture, they can look really good.
They do,
really
absolutely,
good.
yeah. Some people cut them off and create dried displays from them as well, which is quite incredible. They really don't require staking either, you know, they can stand up to the British weather. There's me being the British weather.
Yeah. It's amazing how tough the stems are, though, isn't it? They really are.
They're really quite sturdy,
They are.
honestly.
They're really sturdy.
They can stand up to it. They didn't stand up to my kids' footballs, I'll tell you that. The kids' footballs did destroy some of my alliums last year. That's why I'm growing them in pots elsewhere this year, so they can't get destroyed by the footballs. No, I'm not growing the kids in pots, I'm growing the alliums in pots. But yeah, they stand up to British weather, they grow nice and tall. Sometimes I do think the foliage looks a little bit untidy.
Oh, I agree.
So what I do is I hide it. I put pots around it, or you can plant other things around the bottom of there to hide that foliage. You don't want to remove too much of the foliage because that'll damage the plants over time. But yeah, if you think the foliage looks a bit untidy, just hide it.
I'm with you on that. Alliums are not grown for their amazing leaves.
They're not at all. They're grown for these beautiful flowers. And they come back every year.
Absolutely stunning, aren't they?
Yeah.
But there's lots of varieties of alliums, but the purple sensation is one of the most glorious and one of the most powerful. And when you see them en masse, you get 3 here. But when you see them en masse, you might want to buy more than 3. They look spectacular.
Yeah, they
often
really
used
do.
in garden designs. You often see these at the big flower shows.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because of their stunning architecture. They're amazing, aren't
Designers use them a lot because there is just something quite beautiful
Yeah.
about them.
they? Right, where should we go, Bex?
Oh, I don't know where we're going.
Do you know what?
I know where we're going. Of course.
I know where we're going to go.
Let's talk about tomatoes
Ooh.
first, because I loved growing these last year. They were one of my favourite things that I grew in my garden last year.
I've spent most of the show thinking about eating these tomatoes, seriously, because I remember Bex bringing them in. And
They were good.
And Bex was like, oh, these are really good. And I'd grown tomatoes myself, but I'd grown a different variety, a couple of varieties. These, they were absolutely amazing.
Yeah, these are the Sun Gold Super Sweet. We call them super sweet because they are super sweet. Now, when we're talking about sweetness, there is a measurement for it. There's the Brix scale of sweetness. Now, these measure 11.5 on that Brix scale of sweetness.
I mean,
now, that in comparison to your standard kind of supermarket cherry tomato variety, we are talking double, 3 times, maybe even 4 times the sweetness of those, which is incredible. It's not like sticking a sugar-filled sweet in your mouth. Don't think that. But there's just something so delicious about these. They stay nice and ripe for ages as well. So it's not like you get a glut of tomatoes all in one go and you're like, oh, what am I going to do with these? Honestly, they'll stay ripe on the plant for a while. And
you
get
had them for
loads
months,
of them.
didn't you?
Months.
Yeah.
Honestly, they start cropping around... I was trying to think back. It was probably around July time.
Yeah.
July time you'll start, and then they go July, August, September, into October. And actually, I had loads of tomatoes left on the plant at the end of the season that were green. They were never going to turn that lovely kind of rich orange colour on the plant. So I brought them in, put them on a plate, kept them on the windowsill, and they ripened on the plate. It was brilliant.
Well, I grew tomatoes last year, not this variety, but it still gave me so much pleasure. But we say each plant can produce up to 400 tomatoes. Now, you didn't count, Bex, but you did get huge crops, didn't you?
Honestly, every couple of days we were going out and we were picking tomatoes off. We got bowls and bowls of these. I was doing gorgeous little, fresh pasta, tomato-y meals with them. My husband just loved it because he's a big fan of tomatoes. Even got the kids eating them as well. It was great.
That was an achievement.
It was an achievement.
So you actually get, buy one, get one free. So you get 6 plug plants, but you can double up. We don't even have to double up. Put the off code in and we'll double up for you. So you get 12. And I was saying earlier, seed prices have really gone up this year. I've sown my own tomato seeds. They've been pretty rubbish. Only a few of them have come up so far, and they look really, really quite pathetic. All the hard work has been done with these. So just keep them frost-free. You should be fine now. I mean, we're into second week in May. Really strong plug plants. And at this time of year, now we're getting the hours and hours of sunlight, and we're getting temperatures of 20 degrees or so. They will grow so quickly.
You'll be amazed how quickly these will grow, honestly. They're fascinating. And it is a bush variety. So on our website, it does say, you don't need to do any pinching out or anything like that. I always think that it benefits the plant personally. It's up to you what you want to do, but I think a little bit of pinching out helps. It just makes it a sturdier plant. It will need a little bit of support, as tomato plants do need that. I used these stakes. We had them here last year. Hopefully we bring them back this year. They're sort of metal ones with a green kind of covering on them.
Yes.
I used those and then bits of string just to tie them into place. Very, very simple. simple and easy job to do. So just a little bit of staking, a little bit of looking after. Keep them watered, keep them fed.
Yeah.
Those are probably your secrets to success, aren't
Yeah,
they?
I mean,
with
tomatoes, they really, I mean, God, you in the height of summer, you need to be watering them at least once a day. You really do. And I think a good sized pot as well. I've done a few experiments and sometimes I've grown them in slightly smaller pots, and the ones in big pots, like 20 litre or so, they seem to do so much better.
I've made a mistake this year, so I've planted my garlic into the pot that I normally grow my tomatoes in, and the garlic doesn't crop, so I'm going to have to get a new pot, basically, to grow my tomatoes in.
Well, put them in a nice big pot.
Yeah, so our heavy-duty pots would be great, wouldn't they? Because I think they like deeper pots, personally, than shallower ones.
And as Bex said, keep them really well fed as well. Feed them at least once a week during the summer. Right, the absolute steal of the show today, masses of you have gone for this. We were saying we just can't believe the value. Yeah. It's a perennial collection. So perennials, they come out year after year. Not annuals where you get just them for 1 year, that's your. These are perennial, they'll come back every single year, bigger and better and stronger. It's a lucky dip. You get 9 and then another 9 free. So it works out for club members £1 per plant. We've got all sorts here. So
I've got Gaillardia there.
GM down here.
Lovely GM. We've got the geranium pink summer. Look at this one. Look at how many buds are on here as well. There's loads on there. So flowers open and loads of buds too.
We've got a hardy lobelia there. That one's a Nepeta. Down here, all sorts. So it will be a lucky dip, but all of them will be proven garden performers. All of them will be fully winter hardy. All of them will come back every single year. In terms of position, we're going to say the majority of them will be part shade to full sun.
Yeah. Like a Rigoron, for example, that wants to be in a good sunny position. Although I've got one in a part shade position and it does great as well. So yeah, I think part shade to sunny spot is going to be great for the majority of these. But really strong and healthy.
We were saying it works out £1 a plant for club members, £1.11 if you're not. But in a garden centre right now, something like that GM could easily be close to £5.
Yeah.
And actually, what's something that the garden centres do quite often, literally just taking that out of the 9 centimetre pot and putting it in a bigger pot, and then suddenly you increase the value. Yeah, just giving it out, and suddenly, I mean, these are some of our pots we've got on the show.
There's a whole load of bulbs.
These are the Torinos, but look, there you go. And that plant cost £1. £1.11 if you're not a club member. The Torinos, by the way, is a buy one get 2 free. So £3.59 for club members, £3.99 if you're not, but you put one in your basket, use the offer code YGTV1924 and we'll give you an extra 2.
Brilliant. That's brilliant, honestly, and I would be multi-ordering on that if you can.
And a lot of these perennials, although they're great in beds and borders, a lot of them would do very well in that pot for at least the first year or 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So amazing value.
That little one down there? Oh, I don't know this one. Anaphalis triplinervis. Anaphalis triplinervis.
Ooh, I don't.
Never heard of that one. It's got an item number 560517. I'm going to look that up because that's fascinating me. We probably know it, but we probably know it as a common name.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is.
I know every.
Exciting though, isn't it? Get that in your lucky dip. You'll be on the way. Oh,
they're all labelled though. We should say they are all labelled, every single one of them. So when you get them home, you'll be able to look at the pot.
It can't be a. That's not a poppy. No. Meconopsis is the Himalayan blue poppy, yes. Sorry, I'm having a conversation with Stu at the moment, just in case you're wondering.
That's not a blue poppy.
It's not a blue poppy. No. Anyway. But yeah, there's a whole mixture of these in here. You're going to get 9 of them. You enter the code YGTV1924. We will put another pack of these into your basket for you. So you will get 18 of these. Plus, you will also get your free gift entered into your basket as well. A pack of 10 of our majestic lily bulbs worth $9.99.
I'm just doing the maths here, right? If you took off the price of the free gift, and we do sell this for $9.99.
£10, take that off.
Yeah, so you're actually getting 18 plants for a tenner. It is amazing. And you will find room for these. And if you haven't got room, maybe even give some to friends and family. I love giving plants away, I really do.
Yeah.
But they are going really, really quickly today. Do bear that in mind. Amazing. I honestly don't know how we do that. Postage is £6.99 per order. But if you spend over £40, you will get free delivery, don't forget as well. Right, what else we got, Bex? The osteospermum.
We've got our osteospermum over here. This is the... Stu's making me laugh because he just said in my ear, it's really warm out here, I'm just stripping off.
You don't need to visualise that, do you, Bex? Now, osteospermum next, but these are the hardy osteospermum. See, I've often grown osteospermum just as annuals.
Yeah.
But that means when the frosts come, they die.
Yeah, and I love them, honestly. The reason I liked, and I haven't grown the hardy collection here at all, I've only grown the osteospermum as annuals, and they are brilliant. I loved them last year when I was growing these because they just kept flowering for ages, and you get loads and loads of flowers on here, and it's super easy. Bit of deadheading, and that helps them to come through. But these are hardy. These will come back for you next year. So why go for the annuals? Why not go for the hardy collection? Because you're getting 3 outstanding varieties in here. I mean, they are named. It's Sennin Sunrise, Snow Pixie and Tresco Purple. The beautiful white, that lovely darker pink, that lovely lighter pink. But a tiny bit of deadheading. No having to look after them over the winter because these are winter hardy, and you'll get it all again next year.
And all they need is a nice sunny spot. They are relatively drought tolerant as well. Easy, and the plugs are a really good size. If you want to double up, by the way, 6 plugs for £12.99, or for an extra £5, you can actually have 12.
So these are the jumbo plugs, and if I just put the tomato one, oh, I dropped a tomato. If I just put the tomato one next to it, you can see the difference in size. Basically, it just means it's been grown on a little bit longer, a little bit further than the other plugs have. So it's really, really ready for you to plant out in your garden. I'd be planting these straight out. These don't need growing on. I'd put these in the garden.
Same here, especially in the winter hardy as well.
Absolutely.
Amazing value, and they will give you those big, colourful displays every single year.
So many flowers.
Yeah, just a sunny spot. That's all they need.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, really busy on today's show, so thank you so much to everyone that's placing an order. Right, we've got a few more plants we're going to squeeze in, aren't we, Bex?
Yeah, I'm going to go and get some out while you tell them.
And I'll remind you of some of the great items we've seen so far on YouGarden TV today. So this is the Deutzia, which is the Raspberry Sundae. We think the name is a little bit misleading because it's more delicate than a raspberry sundae. It's more like a lilac-y colour, this one. Yours will have covered in buds and flowers, and it is a shrub that will come back and flower every single year. It's a gorgeous variety, that one. The Deutzia Raspberry Sundae at just £12.99, 510-960. But I love the colour of that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So ours is in flower in the studio right now. Now we've got a really interesting plant for you now, which is one that I'm growing, and it's the Anagallis Sky Lover. It's called Blue Pimpernel, and oh, it's a beauty, is this. So it kind of creeps and trails. It can be used in many different situations. So I'm doing some in pots, some in hanging baskets, some in my beds and borders. We class it as a half-hardy, short-lived perennial. So, I mean, I looked at it and thought, oh, it's just an annual. But no, it can be protected. It can survive the winters in certain parts of the UK and come back for a good few years as well. But, you know, even if you just grew it as an annual, it is absolutely glorious. And I said earlier, blue is such a rare colour to get in nature. I think it's less than 1 in 10 plants are blue. That blue is really, really outstanding. It's so rich, it's so deep, it will take your breath away, and it will flower all summer long. 480-978 for the Anagallis Sky Lover Blue Pimpernel. They're 12 plug plants for just £12.98. Then, oh, love this hydrangea that we have got for you. So this is new, a little bit different, this one, known as Tara. So first of all, the leaves are a different shape than what you'd expect on a hydrangea. Look at those. That's what they look like when we head towards autumn, by the way, as well. The flowers, it is a paniculata, so you get these lovely cone-shaped flowers. And they come out sort of creamy, but then they'll go into this gorgeous kind of lime green as well. And What makes this really unusual, it is fairly drought tolerant. Most hydrangeas, they need to be kept moist, they need to be watered pretty much all the time. This one is actually known to be relatively drought tolerant. So if you have struggled with hydrangeas in the past, then this one could be a really, really good choice for you. I love it, but I love the fact that it is known to be fairly drought tolerant as well. Very unusual for hydrangeas, that one, 511 496. And then we brought you some gorgeous dahlias. Now this is the Gardenetta collection, 6 plug plants for just $9.99. So ready to plant straight away. It's more compact than some of the dahlias, only going to about 50 by 50 centimetres. Beautiful flowers. I mean, absolutely stunning. There's some really bright, vibrant colours. And the great thing with dahlias, they flower kind of mid to late summer, right into autumn, and will keep flowering till the very, very first frosts. So you get some lovely kind of late summer, autumn displays with dahlias. When other plants may be dying back a bit, past their best, dahlias stay looking magnificent. A great foliage as well. And that one, some dahlias need a lot, well, not a lot, but some support with canes and stuff. That one's a lot more compact, so it will not need support. So you won't have to have any sort of ugly canes and things like that. We both really liked that, actually. Lovely, lovely flowers. Dahlias have amazing things, aren't they? So easy to grow as well. Just a nice sunny spot, well-drained soil, but that one would really lend itself to pots as well, with it being a more compact variety. Now, something else that's been really, really popular today is the standard hibiscus. And when we say, I don't like the word standard, because when we think of standard, we think...
It's standard.
Yeah, ordinary.
It's all right.
Very standard.
It's all right.
Yeah.
No, this refers to the shape here. So what you have is this lovely straight stem here, but what's happened is that there's this really skillful grafting process. So they've grafted the head of the hibiscus onto a different rootstock here at the bottom. So what that means is that it's going to keep it to a smaller size, basically. So hibiscus plants, they can get to, what, two and a half meters?
Yeah.
This one should only get to about 1.5 meters in height, but what you've got is, rather than it being a full bush, you've got that beautiful head at the top here that it gets really lush with the foliage, and then the flowers are all at the top. I love that lollipop shape. I think it's really, really beautiful.
Now, the great thing is, this particular variety is fully winter hardy. I have bought a few hibiscus in the past that are not winter hardy, and I've kind of enjoyed them for the summer, tried to keep them going in the greenhouse over winter, failed, and they died. It's like, oh! But this is fully winter hardy. We did have this variety last year, but not as a standard. It's really rare to get this as a standard. Sunny spot, they do need full sun. I mean, you can slightly shady, you'll get away with, but they do better in full sun.
If you want the flowers, you need as much sun on these as you can possibly get. If you put it in a part shady position, yeah, it'll be fine. It probably just give you less flowers, and it's all about the flowers when it comes to hibiscus. And this is the chiffon variety as well. So this means you get these lovely double flowers, ruffled blooms, but you've got those bits in the centre as well, which makes this stand apart from other hibiscus varieties. The colour combination, that pure white, and then the way that colour is just sort of bleeding through the petals, I think is incredible.
It's magnificent.
It really is.
Just a few little tips. I mean, you want to keep that standard shape. So if you do get any side shoots, sometimes called laterals, just chop those off, unless you want it to grow back to a bush. But
actually,
you probably won't get it with this one.
No, you might do, because it depends on what stem there's been growing on here. But Adam was telling me, because I normally snip them off, but what he was saying is rub them off, because then if you rub them off like this with your nail or maybe with something sharp, what it does is if you rough it up, it stops them from growing back again. Whereas if you cut them, they're likely to grow back again.
That's a good tip.
Quite like that.
That is a good tip.
So rather than it being a clean cut...
That makes sense. Yes, I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
That's a really good tip.
Yeah.
You might not get those, but if you do want to get rid of them.
Just get rid of them.
And the other thing is, sometimes there is a little bit of wax sometimes where the grafting point is. That will naturally kind of come away over a period of time, but do not worry about that. Now, we've had a little question come in.
Yeah, Richard is asking, he's got our mini orchard, so I'm going to assume apples, pears, plums, something like that.
Yeah, probably Braeburn apple, conference pear and Victoria plum.
He's got them in the heavy-duty pots, and he's asking how often should he water them now that the sun is coming out?
I would say very regularly at the moment.
I would say very regularly as well. Like I'm noticing things are drying out very, very quickly. Obviously, it depends where you live and the weather and all the rest of it. A really good thing to do is stick your finger in the pot, have a little feel down, go down a good sort of 2 to 3 inches. If it's feeling pretty dry, give it a good water. I don't think you're going to struggle with over watering too much at this time of year. It's later in the year. It's over winter where you can over water.
And also, because they're in the heavy duty pots, they've got really good drainage.
It'll drain away.
But presumably you bought them as bare roots, so as they're establishing, it's really important to keep them well watered. You don't want them waterlogged, but at the same time you don't want them to dry out because they are establishing, and hopefully also maybe even got some blossom, and you might even get a crop in the first year. I'd
probably be doing a bit of watering sort of every couple of days. If it's a really hot day, maybe even a little bit every day.
Yeah.
And I tend to do, my mum told me this, always water in the evening. Number 1, you don't scorch your plants, but also it's really good for water conservation, isn't it?
It is.
Because the water doesn't then just evaporate. So do it at night time.
Sadly, sometimes you've got to do it in the morning.
I know sometimes you have to, but where I can, I'll do it in the evening when the sun's gone down.
Right, really busy for these. If you want to go for the heavy-duty pots, by the way, that we're talking about, they're $17.99. They're great for your tomato plants. Don't forget as well. We have them down there.
Are they? Okay.
Anyway, right, we are rapidly running out of time. We are so pleased that so many of you gone for the Meconopsis, the Himalayan blue poppy. I've grown these myself. They are stunning. They just need to be in the right position. So they like shade. They hate sun.
Yeah.
They detest sun.
Shady position, I would say slightly sheltered.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the wind blowing on them too much.
And cool.
And cool, yeah. So keep them watered. They don't want to dry out, and they like a neutral to acid soil. And I don't mean full ericaceous, I mean just sort of neutral to slightly acid soil. But if you give them those things, they really should reward you with some of the most truly unique, beautiful colours. That colour of blue mixed in with that yellow in the centre, I just think is...
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I haven't grown them yet, I'm going to try them.
Well, I had them in my last garden, and my mum had them in her previous garden, and they were spectacular.
Stunning.
Yeah, you've just got to get around. They have got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. So as you said, Bex, that means that they are a proven performer, but just put them in the right position. Yeah. So nice. And they do like a rich organic soil. So if you... Our
premium professional.
Perfect
soil for it, yeah.
But if you've got poor soil, you really will have to add something to that, like our compost. Then we've got our Dianthus. Love you. Was that too much?
There's my little heart. I love you.
We love these, I know.
I love you. Yeah, you're getting 12 plug plants in here. I think it was 6 different varieties, wasn't it, in this one? And 2 of each. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think it's 6 different varieties and 2 of each, but what you're getting is the beautiful mixture of all those gorgeous colours. A real traditional favourite, very hard-working plant, months and months and months of colour going on here. So yearly these are going to come back for you in flower, May right the way through to October and November. You can even use these as lovely little cut flowers as well, can't you?
And they're often known as pinks because of the colours, but actually Dianthus come in lots of different, you can get purple ones, get white ones, but pink tends to be the most popular colour. And the great thing is, they just... I think any plant that flowers and flowers all summer long, that comes back every year, that is evergreen, has got to be a winner. And these are just true performers. My nan used to have them all the way. She lived in a little bungalow in a little village called Tollerton. And I remember as a child, her front garden, little pathway going down, and she had Dianthus all the way down either side. And they were absolutely amazing. And every year they looked good. I don't ever remember thinking, oh, the Dianthus are not good this year.
No, they always look good, don't they? Always look good. And I'm planting some Dianthus this year, and what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to take cuttings and I'm going to create new Dianthus plants from them as well. I'm going to propagate.
They're easy to do.
So easy, aren't they? Yeah. Take a few cuttings, stick them in some soil, fine, off you go.
But you get 12 to get you started anyway. Yeah. 486.89. Don't forget, you can still order after the show. Free delivery when you spend over £40. You've got your free gift today. There's gorgeous lily bulbs. And you've definitely got to get those perennials today as well.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Are we going that way?
Stu? Tomatoes.
Do you know what? I'm really pleased that so many have gone for the tomatoes.
I am. It's
I mean,
the perfect time right now. Get these going.
And I was a bit envious last year because I grew different varieties and yours was so much better.
They were tasty. They were delicious.
They were.
I got so many of them and they were really, really easy to grow. Super sweet variety. They are super sweet. 11.5 on the brick scale. Check it out. That is really, really impressive. For up to 4 times sweeter than your regular supermarket varieties. Long cropping as well, so they start around July time and they just keep going. Honestly, I kept going out to the plant and being like, have you not finished yet? There was more tomatoes. I'm struggling to get that one off, can you see?
Do you know?
Oh, bye, Ian. He's got to go and do granddad duties. See you later,
Bye, Ian.
Thank you.
So nice to have grandparents. I lost mine decades ago. Decades ago. But we are nearly out of time. You're not. You can still order after the hour as well. Bex, you're back tomorrow, aren't you?
I'm back tomorrow. I've got the lovely Adam, award-winning garden designer, here with me, 10 until 1 tomorrow. You're on QVC. What time are you on QVC?
I'm on QVC at 5 o'clock. It's on their Style channel, which is Freeview 37.
Lovely. So you've got a full hour.
Yeah, got some really unusual things.
What
Completely different things from what we've got in the show right now. Yeah.
Lovely.
Got
and then
pineapple guava.
Oh, you've got the pineapple guava. Love that. Acacelluiana. It sounds like a spell, doesn't it? Acacelluiana.
It's the weirdest thing, honestly. But yeah, tune in tomorrow on QVC Style Freeview 37 at 5 o'clock and see Bex and Adam here with YouGarden from 10 to 1. Just go for the super sweet tomatoes. I'd say I normally grow seeds, but my seeds have been
rubbish.
Yeah, and if half of them have come up and they're tiny at the moment. So all the hard work's been done, and now we're sort of pretty much frost-free. You can just really, really start to grow these on and get those big, big crops. And we say each plant can grow up to 400, provide, and 400 tomatoes.
Honestly, it is crazy how many tomatoes you get from here, and they don't all come in one go. This is what I love about this. So for several months, you are picking those tomatoes off that plant. Really, really easy to look after, as I say. Bit of staking. I do pinch out. I mean, the website does say this is a bush variety, so it doesn't require that. I personally think it helps. So you choose what you want to do there. But hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes constantly being cropped off here.
And do you know, if you're not somebody that grows fruit and veg normally, and you want to give it a go, they're really, really easy. Just put them in a nice sized pot, I'd say about 20 litre to 30 litre pots. Keep them well watered. Do feed them every week, once a week at least. Did you feed yours once or twice?
I did. I didn't feed them enough. I did not feed them enough. And again, I made several mistakes last year. I didn't feed them enough and I overcrowded the pots. But even though I made mistakes last year, I couldn't believe how many tomatoes I got. So imagine how many I'm going to get this year once I actually get it right.
And you don't need a greenhouse. I had mine in a greenhouse. You grew yours outside.
I did, yeah, put them outside.
But grab them now. It's a buy one, get one free. So you're going to get 12 of those for £12.99 today. Just use that off code YGTV1924. Right, we urgently need to confirm your orders on our perennial collection. This is ridiculous. Buy 9. Get 9 absolutely free. So for club members, it works out £1 a plant. And look at the size of these. I mean, these are big plants. This is a Geum. Let me just show you. Look at the roots on that one.
There's
fantastic.
A Gora. Lovely roots on there as well. These are not plug plants. These are grown on in those 9-centimetre pots.
Gaillardia. Wow, look at that. Stunning.
I always want to say that in a weird accent. Gaillardia. I want to say it in an Australian accent. I don't know why. Erigeron.
Sea blossoms, I call it.
Lovely.
Geraniums, hardy geraniums. This just gives you an idea. It's going to be a lucky dip, but they will be proven performers. Perennials that will come back year after year in 9-centimetre pots.
Oh, that one's rooty. I've got to get it out before the end. There we go.
Hey!
Rooty.
We are out of time. Thank you so much. You had a great show, Bex, haven't we?
It's been really good fun. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
So we will see you. Well, Bex will see you tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you on QVC. But from everyone here, including Stu, have a wonderful day in your gardens. Bye.